The following is rated TV MALSV. It contains strong language, violence, and nudity. It is intended only for mature audiences.
Viewer discretion is advised.
Welcome everyone to Dave's Drama Diner. I am your host and proprietor of the diner, Devious Dave Rose. Thank you for joining us here today. As always, we're going to start off the show by showing our gratitude and appreciation to all those who have chosen to spend their time with us today. Let's start off with X3, aka Eclipse X3. Coda's Gaming and Podcasting, aka Barracoda, Sleazy Cyan, Man with Two First Names, J Diz, and I'm sure a few more people will be filtering in as we begin the show. Now, the meals have been consistent. The dining experience has been undeniable. And the fact is that the diner is one of the few places where you can actually get not only a good filling meal, but know that it's top-notch quality, as Tommy NC likes to say. So, it is always very busy. We are one of those pop-up restaurants, sort of, at least, you know, for the preppy types. So we don't always serve food so consistently because we are just so top quality. We can choose to open only one time a week. In fact, only one time a month if we wanted to. But we can't deny the great food that is available. And there have been a few things that need to be addressed. So that's why the diner's open. Kitchen is at full capacity. And everyone is signing their waivers, so that they don't sue us for the spicy meal that they're about to get. And what is so spicy in today's show? Well, that would be one bullfrog and one Cronin in a tree. Lying. So, we need to examine a few things. And if you didn't know, we will be reviewing portions of Throwdown, episode 121, that aired last night on the Corrupted Nation channel. So, Bullfrog eventually does get in there and tries to push his narrative. Sorry about the coughing. And we need to address a few things. Now, some of this was discussed this morning on YR's stream, which was like 5 hours long or something. But there are a few things that I need to address as well. And in, obviously, a much more intellectual manner. The show did start off, and I don't really see a need for me to review it, but the show did start off where there was a point where there was some muting going on, and obviously Joe is... Bullfrog at that point was there, so they muted that, and when they came back, Joe was like, no, I don't want to know about that. So obviously Bullfrog bitching about something. Now, as the show progresses, and this was raised to my attention, I believe, may have been late last night, probably was early this morning, I believe, just from the timestamp, but from what I remember. But basically, and that's right, Travis, nobody does it like the Rose, nobody. Okay, so before I lose my train of thought here. Yeah, so there was some muting going on. Joe didn't want to deal with that. Okay, so as the show progresses, Travis did bring this up as well, and many other people, that Joe got on a high horse in regards to what Asia is, who's Asian. He was really getting into just the semantics, really, of the situation. Now, just because I don't want to fucking review the entire clip, because it goes on for fucking ever. But there's a recent instance where there's a couple of black girls and what could have been a Hispanic or maybe just another mixed black girl assaulted a Nepalese Uber driver, and basically there was, it was caught on video, and Joe reviewed the clip, and the way that they portrayed it, or they basically discussed it on that clip, was that an Asian man had been attacked. So Joe, in his infinite ignorance, decides to start to discuss who is Asian, what is Asian, where is Asian. Like that, remember that scene from fucking, what was it, Guardians of the Galaxy? I know I'm all over the place today, whatever. You're getting served food, you better fucking enjoy it. Or no soup for you. So the thing is, though, Joe, very, very ignorant, very stupid, and he must be schooled in this manner, because enough is enough. 2021, no more stupid. I've already declared this as my running platform. And that platform is for partial or total world domination. I'm totally happy with a continent or two, as long as I have full warlord control over, my cantons. But that being said, that is the platform that I'm going on. So what we have presented here is an actual map of the countries that make up, this is one map. Turkey should not be in there. Well, it depends on who you ask, but it's the Mid-Orient. That's the thing, though, a lot of people don't understand, is there's the Middle East. That's why it's called the Mid-Orient. Then there's the Orient, which is East Asia. And then you've got Asia, Southeast Asia, for example, Cambodia, Thailand, Philippines. And you got Central Asia, Mongolia, Kazakhstan, Kyrgyzstan, all the stands. India is part of that, Nepal. Okay, so here's the thing, Joey Jojo Shabadoo. You see that little country there just above India? Just that little sort of orange strip there? That's Nepal, okay? That's the flag. The flag in the video that you're reviewing is the flag of Nepal. And Nepal, as you can see, is literally touching China. Now, when, to be honest, when a ignorant, stupid, East Coast liberal thinks Asian, with their limited mental capacity and world experience, they think ching chong, okay? They don't think of literally the biggest landmass on the planet. And yeah, we can debate that between that and fucking Antarctica, but the thing is, a lot of people include the ice with Antarctica, and you shouldn't, because it's archipelagos underneath the ice. This is literally the greatest landmass on the planet, okay? So, I kind of think it's very important that we highlight not only the ignorance of this, because it's very simple the guy's got 3 computer screens. Just type in Asia, map of countries. Boom. You got this. You can easily, and plus, if you bothered to not drop out of school, pay attention, maybe a little bit of geography would have benefited him. And because he thinks, we are the world, we are the children. I love everyone except the whites. I want to suck that non-white cock. I mean, he's, it's only a matter of time before we have cuckade, and fucking Joe is gathering all these fucking singers to go suck some minority cock, which many people are actually making a good point of in the chat of Joe, is that technically they're only minorities in America. Whites are the minority in the entire world. So, and it's funny though, because there's a lot of people that were in that chat that were black, Asian, Mexican, other, ethnicities that were basically saying that. It's like, whites are minorities in the world. No, but Joe's pushing the whole thing, blah, blah, blah. I have myself on Do Not Disturb, by the way, just because certain individuals thought that I am on call for them 24/7. So if I do see that somebody did call and I see the alert, I'm not going to hear it. I'll consider who to allow on the call, but I'm being very stringent as to who I'm speaking to. Yeah, so let me just catch up with the chat because Travis is definitely loving this whole situation. Anthropology is hard. Yes, it is when you don't even bother to open a book. Travis says, since we Americans think only the Oriental Asian is Asian, then Indians aren't Asian because I said so. Yep. Travis says, see that? Nepal is closer to China than India. Mm-hmm. Ryan Murray says, I meant it is broke up into subcategories, but it is all Asia technically. Oops. And then Travis, states the obvious. Nepal literally borders China. Genius says, what would you know about China, Travis? Dave, and then Travis says, Dave, I can't thank you enough for this. What would I know, Genius? Good question, exactly. Only that you've been there 20 times, according to what Travis says. Travis says, Dave, thank you so much. Clip says, Travis will school you on China. Ryan's like, only 20? Come on, Travis. Got to be there at least 21. That's right. It's 20 times. It's not valid. But whose opinion is valid is an East Coast liberal. His opinion is not only worth much more, it's like we should never even question what he says. He's just intelligent. And he's curious about other cultures, Not just sucking their cocks and, trying to, feed on his own white guilt, but, the food, the cultures, the celebrations. There's more to people than just pandering to their race there, Joey Jojo. Eclipse says, just reiterates what Travis says, is that he got banned in Joe's chat for pointing that out. Now, I did notice that your statement did go in there when I was reviewing it, but I didn't review the whole thing because I'm going to review it here. Because there's just stuff that needs to be examined, and I don't want to listen to it twice, to be honest. Ryan says, without looking, I'd say whites make up a little over 1 billion, if even. I'd say a lot less. Travis says his passport's filling up. Leah probably thinks China is part of Europe, Eclipse X3 says. And Nikki is very hungry, says, bring on the feast. Okay, well, the 9 gods have spoken.
So,
what I'm trying to do is now get to Bullfrog. He calls in looking like a fucking bitch, all smug and happy with himself.
What do you call it? What's up, Bullfat? No, but what's the word for it? God damn it, not a feral offense, but a record. Like, what the hell's the word for it? I can't fucking think of it.
Oh, he's talking. Oh, yeah. Another thing that I'm calling Joe out for is the fact that he was saying earlier is like, oh, I bet if it was a white guy, like these bitches would have done the same thing if it was a white guy or a black guy or an orange guy, like whatever. The thing is, though, he's that fucking delusional. He even in this fucking video says, oh, it's not really, there's not much Asian crime and like hate crimes against Asians. It's not really that bad. Literally in 2020, the anti-Asian hate crime, according to what they call it in New York City, for example, increased 150%. Okay, it didn't reach 150%. It increased to 100. It increased by nearly 150%. So it went over 150%. If you see what I'm saying. Okay, and this predominantly 90% of the time is perpetuated, and the statistics show this, Joe. This is why you don't want to examine this, by black people. Now, there's another 5 to 8% which are Hispanics, and then there's a few, what was it? I got to look back at this number, but yeah, are there white people committing some of these hate crimes? Yes, but they're like a handful compared to the number of blacks and Hispanics that are doing it. And there are a few Asians, few Muslims, but I mean, you can classify those as people from Asia as well. So the stats sort of hide that. But this is a big reason why Joe doesn't want to discuss it. And I mean, the stats just show it. Okay, the video footage alone. I mean, all the captured, and that's how a lot of these people have been caught. Is that on the subway platform, for example, you can clearly see who's fucking committing the crimes. And then you start to add up the numbers and you see it very clearly. But that's the thing, though. Joe would say, "Oh, black people aren't racist." It's like he forgets to realize everyone's racist. And for example, I know some Latinos that are hugely racist against blacks, and I know blacks that are hugely racist against Latinos, and I know Asians that are hugely racist, like East Orientals, for example, or even fucking Central Asians. Look, it just exists. That's how it works. Okay, this is just a typical. It's actually natural. It's built into humanity. It's this judgment thing from evolutionary times where you have to judge between what animal, like what type of variation you're going to breed with and how that might affect your genetic line. And obviously that goes on and eventually gets evolved into human genetics and so forth. But that's neither here or there. I want to catch up to the chat here. Good afternoon to Irish Dave. He says he's on the East Coast, but thank God he's not a liberal cuck. Thank God. Shout out to Tiff, who's in the chat there, wielding the mighty wrench. Watch out, she might throw an eggplant at you. So be sure to duck. Ryan Murray says, yeah, you're right. I'm way overestimating. Travis says, people think I'm some sort of China lover when I bring this type of thing up. No, this is just basic anthropology, Genius says, what the fuck, Heistman? Can you explain this? X3 says, Joe calling in to finally debate Dave on race would be orgasmic. Oh, it would be. It would be. But I would make a separate video. It deserves its own video, a nice, proper, scenery, music. I'm still up for it, and I would do it professionally. And in fact, the way I proposed it originally was, let's have 2 moderators. So that, we can't say one's biased towards one and not the other. So 2 moderators would essentially ensure that there's a nice balanced approach, and each of them, for example, I could have Ken, and then he would ask questions of Joe, and then Joe could have Jesse, and he would ask questions of me. So I've always been more than up to having a fair debate. And obviously Mr. Consistent provides his evidence, and we know that's true. So going back to the chat here, Travis says, it's just like Pearl Harbor. They rounded up Asians that weren't even Japanese. Travis also says, some Asians are very racist. It's more the older generations. No, it's every race. It's every age. That's just how it is. Taiwanese, man, those guys are fucking racist. But hey, man, they're also cool people too. And they're nationalists. They're hardcore. They believe in their culture and protecting true China, because that is true China. Travis, you got to accept that. That is true China, not that fucking fake on the mainland. But yeah, they're hardcore and stuff, and I got no problem with that. Love your people, love your fucking race. X3 says, I've been to Pearl Harbor. A lot of Japanese folks in Hawaii. Great sushi. Yeah, a lot of Japanese people living there. I would love to visit Hawaii. There's Freddie Mitch in the chat. LOL, Dave. I don't listen to the white people that only thinks one group can be racist in their own community. It's sad. LOL. Yeah, exactly. Racism just is inherent in us because we're all, different races and stuff. And there's nothing bad about that. But, the problem is it's the words. It's the words that trigger feelings. And, who's the biggest feeling triggerer of them all? Mr. Cronin himself. Because remember, he is the one it's his job. He's feels this in his heart, is to defend everybody. It's his job. He hates bullies. Remember that. He hates bullies. So it's his job to defend, perceived injustices. But unfortunately, when you lack critical thinking, basic historical knowledge, anthropology, there's going to be a lot of gaps in that judgment, which will eventually lead to Joe looking like an idiot because he literally is clueless about how the world operates. But let's continue.
What's it when you're when you commit a crime? You become a felony. Felony. Yeah, I think that's. Yeah. I'm pretty sure that's a.
Sounds like Joe Cronin's knowledge of the law is just as ample as Scunty McKinnon's.
Felony. If she sprayed her pepper spray at him when she wasn't in any kind of danger at all, she just assaulted him with pepper spray with a weapon.
Yeah, that is a weapon if you're using it on the offense.
In Canada, that'd be considered a prohibited weapon. So basically, consider this: a prohibited weapon in America would be considered a machine gun. Okay, you can do massive damage, and like if you get hit with that, you're in big trouble. Well, yeah, in Canada we're very cucked. So if you use bear spray, for example, on anything other than a bear, well, on anything other than an animal that's attacking you, and you might have problems with dogs if they're attacking you and you use bear spray, but you use bear spray on a human, it's considered like the biggest. It's like you've got a machine gun and gunned somebody down. It's kind of stupid here.
Yeah, for pretty much no reason. Like he didn't, and he never made any kind of physical gesture with them other than to be like, "Give me my phone back, and I'm protecting myself now." He did the right thing.
I guess the only thing with using that and not like a gun or a knife is, I mean, I'm not saying this is true. I think you're right still.
Stupid shit with.
I fucking hate listening to hippies talk about use of force.
These three women. But especially the two of them. One of them kind of just sat there like whatever, but you know what I mean? It's just weird. Like you treat this guy like this, nice guy. These fucking... But again, I think they would have done this to anybody.
There we go.
I don't think he's right, and he's being weird. He's being paranoid. I would like to think... This is weird to say.
No, it's cucked to say, Dan. It's cucked to say, but you're just revealing yourself for who you really are.
But I would like to think that those three bitches would have done that to a white guy, a black guy.
Of course you would. They were all minorities. You pander to minorities. Two of them were black. I mean, come on, Joe. Stop it.
Or a Hispanic guy. I don't think it matters. I think they would have done that to
the statistics prove otherwise.
Anybody who turned around and said, "Hey, where's your mask?" Like, "Hey, can you put a mask on?" Or
you might be right. You know, yeah, I think in that particular case, with that question or that statement being said to them, yeah, I guess so. I was gonna say, but I guess so with the mask thing. Everybody wants to be a fucking. I'll stand on a soapbox of some kind. And
why are you drinking a Coke, boy?
I'm gonna take a photo of this. I want to put this. Hold on a second here. Okay, there we go. Tried to get this earlier, and the show had already started, so I couldn't, but I'm going to do this now, because this needs to be shown. Bear with me just one more moment here. Can't wait till I install my second screen, man, because it's going to be so much fucking easier than having to switch between these fucking screens all the time. Okay, this is the best I can do from the graphics from yesterday's show. We'll hold off on that for now. We're almost there. Anyways, back to it.
Bullfrog, they hate you. You're white. Why are you
He looks so smug and self-satisfied in this fucking video. And yet, apparently, and Jesse's going to talk about it, he was like scared. He was panicked and scared earlier in that day.
Is that some bitch cold?
But they hate you.
Hell yeah, baby. Matter, man.
Good. Hey.
See my Batman shirt, Joe?
You growing a beard?
Senior. Oh yeah, nice. The Fat Man shirt. Look at that. Until
yeah, he's not. He's
a threesome with JP.
down.
Yeah, he starts to fucking say really nasty shit too. I'm gonna forward that.
Baby.
I don't think
Power
you hop that has
stretch.
Look at
Like
that shirt.
That's the
Do
old
they
school
even sell
one.
it in that size? I'm not being a dick. I don't know.
It's got all your favorites on it. Look at it. You're gonna love it. It's the old school monetize this T-shirt. Get it. Limited time left. It's going away, Bullfrog. Maybe you can get me and JB and everybody else to sign it. Maybe. What do you think about that?
I would like that. Hey,
we should sell beanies. I'd fucking
shitty.
I would get a cap that said
distressed now.
Less like yourself. Cool.
Barely.
Reason why /CKMID/
Is it
about getting
well, he
banned?
said he got blocked on Discord.
So
right?
we're almost there.
But he blames.
Yeah.
It escapes me as to why.
Everything's my fault now.
Well, dude, I mean,
well, it actually is though. It is.
If you chill out on a lot of this shit, like now, you can mend fences or at least not start any more shit. But dude, look how you were today. How scared you were. That's kind of that fucking frantic, chaotic
Wait, what do you mean?
shit
Why was he
that you were
scared?
feeling. You're bringing that to other people.
Why is he scared?
That's what other people are having to deal with.
Wait, why is he scared?
What?
Why is he?
Hey, Jesse, why don't you shut the fuck up and let Joe fucking, like, why don't you answer Joe? We talked about this earlier. Let's listen again. Let's listen how he just bulldozes.
It is.
If you chill out on a lot of this shit, like now, you can mend fences or at least not start any more shit. But dude, look how you were today. How scared you were. That's kind of that fucking frantic, chaotic.
Wait, what do you
shit
mean? Why was he
that you were
scared?
feeling. You're bringing that to other people.
Why is he scared?
That's what other people are having to deal with.
Wait, why is he scared?
What?
Why is he scared today? What are you talking about?
I told you there was a fucking stream that Dave did, and you know Dave.
Oh, right. Okay.
He did his job.
Oh, well, hey, listen, Bullfrog. Listen, Bullfrog. If you fuck around with people, like some people will fuck you up. Like there's.
Yes. Heed his words, Jeremiah. Heed his words. Because you're not fucking getting it yet. But you will.
People want to harm you. Like, people want to.
I don't want to physically harm him. No. But I do want him to stop his bullshit, realize that, yes, sexual harassment, regardless if it's over the internet, is still a crime. There's no statutory limits on that either. And he continues. He continues to commit these crimes with impunity. And we will not allow that to stand.
Harm me.
That's also fucking melodramatic bullshit. Stop it.
Thing, man. You gotta like,
dude.
yeah.
There are Bullfrog. Do you realize what game you're in, dude? There's people that will stop at nothing to turn somebody that likes me.
He doesn't know what game he's playing, because he thinks this is all a joke and that everyone's gonna. And that's the problem. People keep patting him on the head and saying it's gonna be okay, Bullfrog. I'm gonna just enable your behavior, and we're not gonna call you out on this shit. And but he's so adorable. He's so harmless. He's just a fucking retard piece of shit. But he's harmless, despite the fact that these people are being played by Bullfrog, jumping around all these different fucking shows, and trying to garner support from them, and trying to work against that other person. As we'll hear Joe even, I believe he says this in this clip, but look, basically Bullfrog has said this about everyone. How about we team up and we'll destroy that other person? See, he actually said it about Joe too. I believe Ken or JB or something along the lines of like, let's do a show together and like let's take on Cronin. Like, there's a lot of different words that he's used, but
against me, or to turn a donate.
Oh, this bullshit with the fucking June bug. This is fucking lies.
You realize what game you're in, dude? There's people that will stop at nothing to turn somebody that likes me against me, or to turn a donator like somewhere else or whatever. Like, there's a concerted effort to do that constantly. And what's weird is you get utilized in that. That's why I get rid of people after a while. Once I realize people are involved in that, I get.
It's funny though, because which is it? You got rid of me, or did I walk away?
Get the fuck away from that. You know what I mean? You're gonna end up being, and some people can't deal with it, and they don't even know when they're being manipulated, and it's so hard to tell them, and they don't understand.
Why don't you just tell Bullfrog he's an idiot and he's being manipulated? Because he's not going to pick up on this little. I mean, normal people would, yes, but Bullfrog's not picking up on this. This point here.
And it sounds like I'm just trying to manipulate them myself, so I just back away from them. That's why I don't talk to Tommy at all anymore.
I'm done with those fucking drama clouds down there.
Like,
Kiss my ass
but I had to get rid of.
Freddie Mitchell, thank you for bringing that up. I knew there was something that I wanted to mention. You did mention this in a comment of my video yesterday, and I appreciate it. And it was something I did want to discuss. But yes, you bringing it up now is a good reminder, and I do want to address it. Freddie Mitch in the chat says, I'm still tripping off the fact that Bullfrog said somebody died in his family, and we're supposed to feel sorry, but nobody has called that out yet. Well, what I believe Freddie Mitch had also said in the comments of the video was that Bullfrog said he was stepping away because of death in his family, and that really never materialized. But we know that this guy is a perpetual liar about just about everything. So I wouldn't put it past him claiming that he had death in the family when, in fact, I don't know, maybe he just got stuck behind a couch, couldn't move, maybe, fell onto his back, couldn't roll over again. There's a lot of possibilities. But look at that smug fucking look on his face. Look at that look on his face as he thinks that he can play everybody and get away with it. See, the thing is, though, I'll give Scott McKinnon this. At least Scott McKinnon has faced real life. He knows how to make his own fucking food. And he realizes, yeah, there are repercussions, from his actions. Bullfrog has wiped his hand clean of hooves clean, sorry. He wiped his hooves clean of all responsibility. Making food, fucking driving, paying bills, everything. Personal responsibility. Okay, he's wiped his hooves clean of what a normal adult is required to do. And you want to take this attitude that you're the star, that you're going to have somebody destroyed. It's like, oh, I need you to destroy Dave Rose. Really? You have opened up Pandora's box. And, yes, that is concerning, to say the least.
To Tommy, I don't ever talk to Tommy now because the guy is kind of a fuckhead. And he just believes anything anyone says, and he'll say, like, I don't believe anybody, anything. Yes, he does. So, I mean, if you want to be like that, that same thing is going to happen to you, which I always thought would, so I always knew it was only a limited time with you. Because when I brought you in here, everybody made fun of you and said you're stupid, and wow, what a waste of time he is. But then everybody all of a sudden wanted to take you away with their own, like, hey, we love this guy, yeah.
No. That was him hoarding his ass out to fucking everyone else that would even feature him. Okay? And again, you don't have ownership over the guy. If you thought he was so valuable, you should have fucking forced him to sign a contract that would have him. And again, you never think, Joe. You never think into the fucking future. So something as simple as a fucking contract could have fucking saved your ass multiple times. And with, this, for example, then you wouldn't have to be crying victim all the time. Oh, they stole him, blah, blah, blah. If you thought there was value in that, you should have locked him in. On top of that, don't bitch when literally he is a fucking whore who wishes to fucking be featured everywhere. And Joe, that if you tell him no, he's going to go to Ken and be like, did you know what Joe said about me? I'm done with Joe. Feature me on your show. I'm a star, Raymond. And then Kenny, will say something like, okay, that's enough, Bullfrog, I'm going to have to take you off the call. No, click. And then he contacts Junebug. I'm done with Ken. Fuck him. I'm just going to stick with you and go back to my channel. And it repeats itself over. And so he'll move from Junebug to YR and then go to Joe. So the cycle continues. Shout out to Famos Ken in the chat. The shit I heard from Cronin that Dave is reviewing is such thick bullshit. Lies again, like YY. I don't know. Got Eric James Alpha in the chat. Ken says, Joe just got done 24 hours before saying how Bullfrog lied to me and him and so many other people and was manipulating people, but then goes on his stream and says we're doing it to Bullfrog. Yeah.
It's always the same thing. So if you want to be cool and just go where you want and relax and whatever, you'll be all right. But if you
unless it's Jesse going over to Ken's show,
play with some of these people, man, they'll fuck with your life. You know what I mean?
Yeah, they already are.
Well,
wow.
then
you fucked up, Bullfrog.
you need to. That's why you need. I told you, got just. Get the
I mean,
fuck
the thing
away
with
from
me, it's all just joking. With me, if we do a show and we make fun of something or we make a joke about you or whatever,
everything's a joke for you.
Like it's like with me, I don't really mean it. Like off the air, if you come to me and say like, "Hey, was this really?"
If they can actually get in contact with you.
No, I'm gonna be like, no, man, it's okay.
Yeah.
Listen, we did it for
Yeah,
the
I've
show.
noticed that with you. I've noticed that.
I don't want to fucking do anything real to you. I'm not gonna do a 3-hour show on you or something or whatever.
You caught yourself there, or something. 3 hours. That's exactly the amount of time that I spent on Bullfrog the other day. Stop acting so ignorant, Joe. We know that you know.
You know what I mean? I yelled at fucking D. Welsh off the air like a motherfucker. This guy who's donating to me because of what he did to you, because it's horse shit. And I don't like anybody doing that to you, and I don't want you to get hurt. And I've told you before, I'm like, dude, take your stream down. You're exposing all your shit. But I'm worried, man, because, see, they've already targeted other people, right? Think about it. Think about it, Bullfrog. They've already targeted other people and converted other people, right? But you aren't fully converted yet, so you're under attack, brother. If you don't join them, you're gonna get beaten by them.
And
No, it's not about joining. It's about, hey, Bullfrog, you were told stop doing this fucking sexual harassment bullshit. Okay. I bent the knee. And then literally goes fucking streaming an hour later saying, fuck that, I'll do whatever I want. I'll lie to whoever I want. I'll do whatever I want. Try to tell that to a judge, Bullfrog.
and you
Try to tell that to a cop. Try to tell that to your boss. Oh, that's right. You live off the teat of, I guess, charity, if you could call it that, or is it pity? You don't even understand the word personal responsibility. Well, that's 2 words, but you know what I'm saying.
you don't have any discretion, which I'm not saying that to shit on you. I'm saying
He's right there.
you don't know. You kind of go to everybody and do your thing and kind of fuck around, and you got to be careful with that, man.
Yeah.
Well, see, the thing is, I gave them. I was kind of loyal to that other cesspool snake pit down there, but it's not worth it. Especially when somebody does a video on you, especially with what's his face.
Well, let's play a
that
donation
white
real
guy.
quick.
What's his face? The one guy.
That why guy.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, you're gonna be in real trouble with that. You gotta be careful there.
But
I told him to stay.
Did you just
here comes the
donate to
donation.
Joe? Thank you for the donation.
India
Because you donated,
is part of
I'm
America.
going to feast myself.
India.
India is a part of Asia. Tipped $3. Is a part of Asia. Look at a fucking map, you dumbass idiots. I'm so tired of people who drop school acting like they know about complicated subjects around the world. If you haven't read a book in several years, don't act like you are smart.
Bah! Fucking beautiful donation. And I do find it funny, though. I do have to correct one thing, though. He says, I'm so tired of people who dropped out of high school acting like they know about complicated subjects around the world. Well, yes, I'll agree there, but this is not a complicated subject. It's a simple matter of understanding what the world looks like when you look at a fucking map. Okay? However, everything else he said, forget the map stuff. If we just take that statement alone from previous Cronin statements, it fucking fits spot on because it's absolutely right. I mean, and I'll read it out. India is a part of Asia. Look at a fucking map, you dumbass idiots. I'm so tired of people who dropped out of high school, Joe, acting like they know about complicated subjects, economics, politics, science, religion, anthropology, around the world. If you haven't read a book in several years, and Joe's admitted that he doesn't like to read, that he actually goes to audiobooks, and he usually goes for fictional audiobooks, then don't act like you are smart. Finishes the message. And the message is spot fucking on.
Apparently you aren't smart because you didn't hear me say that I know that technically it's in Asia.
You really didn't make it that clear, for one. Also, you called him Indian when you were literally viewing the Nepalese flag on that fucking video before you began to talk about his ethnicity.
But as far as an Asian goes,
As far as you, socialist, East Coast brain-dead liberal, now revealing your true ignorance of everything, we shall now see where this preconceived notion comes from.
That otherwise, when the Middle East stuff happened, and when a lot of other things happened, you know what I mean? And when people talk about India and people making fun of people from India, people don't say Asians were attacked. So, you know what I mean? Like, you're kind of fucking dumb.
Actually, if you would bother to not just read headlines from CNN, NBC, CBS, and perhaps, I don't know, look at newspapers from around the fucking world and read them. Not just the fucking headlines, but read the articles. For example, in the UK, which stands for United Kingdom, which I don't even know if you know or not. Their newspapers, trying to cover up the Islamic grooming, raping gangs that have been going on for the last 30 years, refer to anybody who's Pakistani, Indian, Bangladeshi, I think I said Pakistani, even people from the Gulf. The newspaper just refers to them as Asian. And you always seem to think you know about your audience, and you should know that you got a huge audience in the UK. And if you were, aware of what goes on other than in your little fucking borough there, you'd understand that, yes, the term Asian is actually widespread in places like the UK. And, for good or bad, because I think it's bad that they're trying to do this while ignoring the rape gangs, but the fact is it's a common practice there to refer to basically Indian, Pakistani, fucking, I don't know, Mongolian, all is Asian.
Dumb as fuck. Especially since I already said I know that it's in Asia. The point is, when a person says an Asian, they never mean an Indian.
No, see, this is your ignorance and your white liberal hubris coming into play. Because the truth is, people on the right actually are interested in the world. So they do know about geography and history and that sort of thing. But Joe, because of his limited exposure to anything, although he says, oh, we had Asians and we had all these people in my high school and stuff, that's his limit of fucking investigation. Not fucking going out and doing research on your own or trying to attend a fucking festival. Just walking down, hey, never been here before, let's check it out. Let's experience a new culture and stuff. Let's try a new restaurant. That's not how white liberals operate.
Come on. Maybe Singapore, right? After Singapore, it's out the window. So come on, brother. Let's not be stupid here.
Can I ask the same of you, Joe? Because this is just pathetic. That donator was correct. Everyone should be tired of stupid high school dropouts trying to claim that they know about anything. And then when you try to nitpick and be like, well, technically this and that, it's just like everything you just said literally just proved that you're a fucking idiot. Because, well, everyone, when they think Asian, they immediately think Oriental. Oh, I can't say that word. I don't even know what to say. What do I... Fucking pathetic.
Let's not be dumb.
Yes, Joe, let's not be dumb. Let's not be dumb, Joe. Can you do that at all?
All right. Let's not be stupid. But that was kind of funny, I guess.
My God. He thinks he's intelligent, and when somebody like me, who actually is intelligent compared to him, calls it out, how dare you, my feelings are hurt. Nobody cares about your feelings. They care about the facts. Travis says Asian is Oriental only. Forget about all the other ethnicities in there. Kazakhstani? Nope. You're not Asian no more. Figure out what continent you belong in, but you don't belong to Asia. Festlove says, best line in The Wedding Crashers. She was my first Asian. I didn't really like that movie. I only watched portions of it. Freddie Mitch actually reveals a good point. Daily Mail covers up a lot. Yes, they do. They are fucking pure evil and fake news. Travis says, this makes me even more hearing this a second time. More what? Or angry. There he goes. It should. It fucking should make you furious, man. This ignorance and this fucking... Look, there's one thing about being ignorant. The other thing is actually trying to foist that ignorance onto other people on I guess on a pedestal, claiming that you're intelligent. Now, yes, am I pompous and arrogant? Yes. But there's a huge difference between the way I operate and Joe operates. Also, my track record kind of speaks for itself, and if I'm going to speak about something, I know what I'm talking about. Or I'll actually do something that Joe won't say and say, I've got absolutely no idea about that topic. Please enlighten me. I'm going to shut my mouth, I'm going to mute myself, and I want you to teach me. That's the big difference. Ken says, Joe doesn't bring in the fact that Jacob on his show, who confirmed and admitted he went around trying to get people to stop donating to Joe. LOL. Like Joe. Like really, Joe? That's what he meant. Yeah, I was going to address that later. But let's continue with the clip.
Did you just donate to Joe?
You got another $3 coming in.
Thank you for the donation. And because you donated, I'm going to feast myself in the bung.
Please, just stop with these homosexual jokes. It's like either just pick a hole and stick with it, okay?
Hole.
We know you bought masks. Joe tipped $3. Hey Joe, I have an idea for a segment you could do on Throwdown tonight. We are coming up on the 1-year anniversary of when coronavirus...
Nobody cares.
You a psycho.
I still have the screenshot of the night when everything started. There was games happening in the NBA.
That's crazy. My new name was that.
Yeah. Uncle Giuseppe.
Uncle Joe Seppi?
Yeah, Uncle Giuseppe.
Hold on, let me just grab this here.
Okay. What is he?
Yeah, Uncle Giuseppe.
Okay.
Yeah. Your new name.
My new name was that.
Yeah. Uncle Giuseppe.
Uncle Joe Seppi?
Yeah, Uncle Giuseppe.
Okay. What does that mean though? Like,
I don't know. It is something that I came up with.
Sorry,
well, it's gotta, if it doesn't have a fucking meaning, I mean,
So
we gotta go.
fucking
We can't go with it
stupid,
unless it has a good meaning.
That's straight from the Bullfrog Vault, right?
Dude, I just love that he was so honest.
Travis says, by the way, the 3 girls were yelling racist names at the driver, thus an Asian was attacked. That donation is annoying. JR for the third says, nothing more hilarious than faggots, huh? Ken says, meanwhile, every dude in the community that Joe is accused of being brainwashed now converted, have admitted on stream that none of us ever approached any of them, just Scott and Jacob.
These sons of bitches. I don't fucking know. About time we need some more honesty out of you. You fuck.
Yeah, I like when Bullfrog's honest.
That's conflicting with your previous statement, but whatever.
Yeah.
Me.
I'm gonna start calling you Uncle Giuseppe.
Okay, we didn't say that. But...
No, Bullfrog, no.
Don't do that.
Listen to this. Listen to this fucking... Look, Bullfrog, sorry. You chose to do this. You chose to do this.
Don't call me that. I'll throw it.
I know, I'm fucking with you.
I hate your fucking guts. I'll kick your ass.
Man with 2 first names. I don't know if that's true or not. You say he's clearly autistic. I don't know. All I do know is that his conduct is unacceptable, won't be tolerated, and what comes, what comes. It's as simple as that. Now, if Bullfrog wants to smarten the fuck up and actually get his brother onto Skype to speak to me, I'm not going to call him with my fucking actual landline, dummy. Okay? No. But if he jumps onto Skype and I can actually have a conversation with him, maybe we can come to a conclusion as to why you are the piece of shit fucking scumbag that you are. Okay? Because quite honestly, I don't give a fuck if you're fucking retarded, okay? I don't give a fuck about any of your disabilities. A, because you haven't admitted to any, other than saying, oh, I was in fucking special ed. Yeah, a lot of people who are misdiagnosed are in special ed, okay? But the thing is, though, I don't fucking excuse that either. That's not carte blanche to basically say, I'm a fucking retard, so I can do whatever the fuck I want. In fact, I think that's exactly what you do believe, because that's what happens when you say, oh, well, I can lie to whoever I want and do whatever I want on my channel, blah, 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 but you can't record me and you... No, Bullfrog. No, Bullfrog. You don't understand this. And since you refuse to act like an adult at 41, despite the fact that you continue to try to rub that into everyone's face, like, oh, I'm 41, I know all about other stuff. You don't know shit. You don't even know how to cook for yourself, asshole. So you want to fucking get hard? You want to get hard? There's going to be problems, major problems, Bullfrog. And people say, oh, stop bullying him, oh, this and that. No, you're a bunch of faggots. You're a bunch of fucking spineless cowards who aren't willing to stand up for what's right. And in fact, you are controlled by your emotions because you think, oh, somebody's a fucking retard, so we got to treat him nicely and hold him accountable to a different standard than everyone else. Don't think so. You want to do that? Then they need to be in an institution, protected from the rest of the world. And yes, there you can fucking enable their behavior as much as you want, pat them on the head, tell them they're okay. In the real world, where we normal people have to deal with them, unacceptable. And it won't be tolerated. It's as simple as that. To the chat here, we got Freddie Mitch says, I'm a Democrat, but I like to learn stuff and know about different cultures. I also don't try to push an agenda. So you're more of a traditional Democrat, I guess, a centrist type. Centrist. Centrist would actually be liberal, proper liberal, Democrat, according to, like, if you take, I don't know, if you take maybe Kennedy as a Democrat, he'd be in the center. He would not be on the left. He'd actually be leaning towards the right a bit because of his views on, say, the military and other things. Shout out to the big man from the big city, Mars Mira, transmitting directly from Las Vegas, Nevada. Somewhere in the desert. Let's see here. Back to the chat. Jared for the Third says, sounds very conservative, Freddie Mitch. Javier Sarate says, hello, everyone. It's me, Javier. I have no idea who you are. And if you need to remind people of that, you might not be in the right spot. Freddie Mitch says, did you see the picture of the extension cord that I sent on Twitter? You need to send it to Dave. Ford says, look at that worthless tub of shit. Frog. And Mars says, LOL, he wants to get hard, Dave. Well, it's going to leave him a paraplegic.
Bullfrog, if it was me and you in a closet together alone, and I was going to suffocate to death, like I was going to die, would you A,
absolutely,
would you A, sacrifice yourself for me, B, take the chance to molest and rape me?
Just a reminder, people, this is 47 minutes, 32 seconds into a 1 hour and 50-minute show. This show is called Throwdown. Okay? The original intention of Throwdown was to throw down. And I remember when I first started calling in, because I knew Joe was doing it, sort of separate from the wrestling stuff. And it was when it was on Tuesdays. And, I was listening and stuff, doing other things. And eventually I decided to start calling in because literally the guy wasn't fucking throwing down. And people were starting to comment in the chat and even the messages like, finally, Dave, somebody called in and actually threw down, But, like, this is Throwdown. Why don't... Joe, dude, stop. This is like monetize this on Valium. It's like, why don't you vary your shows, differentiate them? And if it's a repetition of the same fucking bullshit, multiple times a week, why don't you just pick one day a week to do that? And the other 2 days, Take them off. Spend them with your family. Do something. Read a book. I don't know. Do something that, I mean, if you're going to keep doing this, who talked about this? I think it was Travis said about the saturation. Like, it's all the same bullshit over and fucking over. Dude, you've got fucking, what, 3, 4 wrestling shows a week? You don't necessarily need that many. I mean, shit, on some of these shows, you only talk about wrestling for half the fucking show. Focus.
Or that was A and B. And then C, would you try to help me escape? Which one of those things would you do?
I would try to help you escape because I love you that much.
Oh, really? You wouldn't rape me or kill me? Wow.
No, I won't.
No, Javier, we won't know you because you are now gone. It's as simple as that.
I want you to live.
You do?
So
Really?
you can broadcast.
Dude,
What did you think about the ratchet bitches in the back of that Uber?
That'd be a marshmallowy mess.
Ooh.
They were fucking crazy bitches.
Call your mother.
Would you have
call your
suffocated
father.
each one of them just by like kind of just squeezing yourself up against them in
What
the back of that car?
I mean,
they're trying
they
to reach the
already
window
know-
locks. They can't get them.
What would you do if you were the Uber driver?
They already know the rule in the cars, so why make it seem like? I mean, did the driver?
Yeah.
I think the driver told him about.
This is Throwdown. This is Throwdown in 2021. Even a Jacob RP is more fucking, makes more sense than this shit.
Friend, like, hey, you gotta wear the mask or don't get in the car. Pretty much played
No,
it.
they Uber and Lyft.
Yeah, but you shouldn't
are
have to
pretty
be
clear
told
about
that.
that.
It should be just common. It should be just common sense. You shouldn't have to be told
Right.
to wear a mask.
Yeah.
Especially when it's like 4 people. Especially your.
No, it's not common sense, asshole. You fucking idiot. Fucking. See, this is the problem with this piece of shit. He fucking totally acquiesces, like many fucking Hispanics do, to fucking dictatorial fucking autocrats. And you see that throughout all of fucking Central and South America. Always fucking trying to vote for the fucking big strong arm. The big strong man. And if they tell them, yeah, you've got to fucking wear the mask and you're not allowed to own firearms and you're a slave, well, people like Jacob Faggot there have no problem not only fucking agreeing with that, but trying to enforce that rule for, those in power, the elite. Because, like the thirsty asshole bitch that he is, he seeks that affirmation. And if it comes from an autocratic authority, he will fucking take it up.
Dumbass friends next to you.
Well, and they have to worry about because Uber and Lyft clearly state when you make a ride that to wear them, so they don't want to get fired.
She would have showed off for her dumbass friend, like, hey, like maybe she had it all planned out, like, hey, let me get this guy riled up and go post on his ass.
Right.
That's less likely, but I bet you that happens, no doubt. Some of these fucking assholes.
These guys really throwing down.
That's some incredible shit right there, Dave.
Oh, mentioning me, using the clip from Scott to mention me, eh? Danny boy.
I mean,
yeah, I don't know. I love how,
what do you mean there, Dan? What do you mean?
You know how people want to separate them all and be like, oh, fucking, I can't remember the names anymore. Fucking Proud Boys, this thing, that thing, the other thing, all these different groups. I'm like, what about the ones that are so chaotic that they'll dance with each of the groups just to create more chaos? Like, nobody talks about those people.
I do, and I identify them as you.
Like the little joke.
You're an agent of chaos. You prefer to see other people fight because your life is in chaos rather than to see people heal. Tony from Revere raised a good point, Jesse, is that what was it? He said it this morning. It was so succinct. Well, bottom line is that, yeah, you would rather, see people, I guess, suffering. Misery likes company. That's the best way to explain it.
Jokers running around, setting fires to everything, and they're not a part of any group. They're just a part of wanting to add to the fucking, craziness.
Would you, do you still agree with this clip, Bullfrog? You shoot me?
Joe, I swear to God, if you don't stop, I will shoot you, Joe Cronin.
I want to shoot myself earlier.
That was pretty wild.
Send my greasy ass into
That
outer
wasn't me. That was
space.
my clone.
No, that was my clone.
Really? Hey, Bullfrog, do you think a court would actually believe that, especially when an IP could be shown to be the same one that you're from?
That was your clone, okay.
Send my greasy
Bullfrog, you don't get it yet, do you? You don't get it. But you will. You will.
ass into outer space.
I love that he still
I
leaves
want
that
to
up.
shoot you, Joe. I want to make hot love to you instead.
No, come on. No, you don't.
No, that's disgusting. You're a degenerate. And the number of times you've done it publicly and privately to people, yes, you would be facing sexual harassment charges, Bullfrog, but you just don't get it, do you? You just don't get it. You were told, stop it. No. Okay, well, come what may. And like I said, if you want this to perhaps be rectified, you're going to have to get your brother to call me on Skype so that I can actually have a good old conversation with him to figure out exactly why you are a piece of fucking shit. And maybe then I'll figure out, yeah, your uncle molested you as a kid, your mother fucking overfed you, you ate paint chips as a child and maybe had fetal alcohol syndrome. And that would all start to come together into understanding that, yeah, you are a degenerate genetic waste and that your conduct is due to a plethora of different misfortunate circumstances. And maybe then I would perhaps have sympathy for your situation. But as it stands right now, I don't see any reason why you aren't liable like an actual sane adult in the eyes of the law. So since you want to continue to conduct yourself as somebody who is cognizant of their actions, who is intelligent, who is knowledgeable of, living in the world, clearly you are accountable for all these actions. And as such, you're not going to get any fucking, what's the best word? Nobody's going to pull a punch with this, okay? You're going to be treated like a normal person until perhaps we figure out that in fact that's not the case. But there's going to have to be a substantial amount of damage to your butterball existence for me to consider that yes, you're worthy of some sort of sympathy. Because as it stands right now, you've decided to operate this manner. You call yourself 41 years old and being mature and more intelligent than everyone. Well, then you will be held accountable for said statements. Thank you.
No, you don't. You're a liar. Come
I don't
on.
think he's really like that in person.
Why do you gotta? Let me ask you this: why do you gotta tease me? Why do you need to go ahead and tease me and
shut up, Joe?
Make me think
$100. It's
donation from D Welsh, $100.
Oh shit! Oh shit! Got the D Welsh. Talks to himself. Gonna come and get Bullfrog shot tonight.
Bullfrog say your last rites. Joe kick his ass out. Period.
Whoa, D Welsh.
I read that in his
one this ain't Bullfrog. This is the other guy.
Wow, this is the other guy. He thinks he can dictate the show and have you booted off, Bullfrog.
I'm so clever.
Well, if it was the other guy, yeah. It's not him.
Who's the other guy? This guy?
My brother donated.
No, Jeremiah, this is me.
It's me.
I'm not me. What the fuck are you saying?
Well, no, like remember the other night was.
Well, it just wasted $100. So.
It's not wasted because it's to Joe, so he gets to feed his family, so it works. But dude, the other day, fuck, dude, when he fucking I don't even remember now. Fuck it, Bullfrog. What are you doing to the show and to our minds?
Oh, what's up?
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we're muting Bullfrog.
This is Jeremiah.
We're muting Bullfrog.
All right.
We're muting him for D. Welsh. What do you think, Bullfrog? You'll be right back.
Actually, it's funny though. Harvey Zarate says a dude running this channel couldn't fight his way out of a wet paper sack. It's a wet paper bag. It goes to show that you're a fucking moron, number one. Second of all, you don't know my experience or my training. And third of all, Jacob RP is literally the biggest faggot in this community. And I can't wait because once fucking COVID is over, I'm doing a tour of America. And I'm definitely going to go visit the boys in New York. That includes Ken and his crew and Rock and his crew. And then we're going to fucking go over to Jersey. I'm going to visit S.E. Steve, bring him some actual alfajores. Maybe, teach him a few things about being a proper Latino. And then I'm sure that I'm going to bump into you somehow there, Jacob. And, hey, come what may there. But I can't wait. Then we're going to Boston. It's going to be a fucking tour, baby. And then I'm going to hopefully eventually... I'd like to go to Florida, then Texas, and then... finish it off at Vegas. Let's just say 2021 is actually starting to look like a fairly good year. But, we got to take our time. But hey, I've been meaning to go to the States for some time, actually. But the fact is, might as well do it a devious tour. And, people say, oh, I don't believe you, Dave. You can believe whatever the fuck you want. But everyone knows that eventually Dave delivers.
Go right back. We'll put him on mute for a minute. Oh, there goes.
Mute.
Come back as Jeremiah.
Equal trade.
Oh, shit.
Equal trade.
There he is. Let's talk about him. Yo, let's talk about him.
All right. If he's not fucking
Look at him.
it's good.
He got a forehead. He gonna end up dead. All the cardiovascular shit, and he bled. The fucking donuts in his mouth, now he's fed. Oh my god, yeah, that's what I said. Boogers out his nose, boogers on his toes. Yeah, he smells like a fucking raunchy hoe. Look, what's wrong with him? Of his fuck, now he's kicked.
Fuck off, Joe. Festlove says no stops in Ohio. Maybe. I know, was it Six Flags is there? I don't know. I mean, not much out there in fucking Ohio, is there? In Minecraft, says Danimal. I don't know. I mean, a lot of people seem to talk big on the internet, and it doesn't seem that they're that way in real life. And I've been meaning to go down to the States for a while. I mean, I got family in fucking Oregon, so I'd like to get there. And considering how cheap things are in America and shit, compared to Canada, it's not that difficult to actually plan something like this out. It's just a matter of trying to get, a substantial amount of funds available so that you can essentially live, for the next 3 months or something like that without having to get a job while down there, which, is easy for the fucking Latinos and shit. But if you're an actual legal citizen of Canada, for example, you need a fucking green card. But regardless, yeah. Eventually, I'll be getting back down to America. Yeah, Texas is always a place I've wanted to visit there, Vince McJoke. But it just makes more sense for me to plan an actual, tour in the sense that, I start in one place and then I just move in a logical order rather than just flying back and forth and shit. But, it's fairly easy for me to drive to the border. It's just like, 3 hours or something for me to hit the border. And from there, all your fucking freeways are much faster than ours. So I could be in New York. If I take my time in a couple of days, I'd be there. And, maybe spend a couple of days there and, move on that way. But yeah, I mean, especially on the East Coast, everything's fairly close together. So it's, not too difficult. Regardless, before we continue, thought I saw somebody else new in the chat, but okay. Let's continue.
Kicked out to monetize this, no clout. Yeah, got rape my puss, incest feel. This mom. The fucking he got eyebrows while I cut the bone. That's
And the problem is here, Bullfrog is just loving this. This is how you feed into the Bullfrog mentality, is you put attention on the guy, and he thinks it's all about him. So something as simple as that song that Junebug made, which was actually ridiculing Bullfrog. Bullfrog takes that and says,
It's about me, so it's obviously good. Everyone loves me, I'm the star.
one of his cousins he wants to fuck, but he's afraid the family won't have none of it.
Hey, Bullfrog, remember when you said that? When you were like, there's a family member you got a crush on, but then you said it was a joke? That was funny. Remember that shit?
Joe trying to fucking rub it in here. Was it Bullfrog? Not even fucking aware what the fuck's going on here.
Bullfrog wants to fuck one of his fucking family members. I love that one.
How many chromosomes you got?
And again, this whole, how many chromosomes? The thing is, though, he never even knew that word until fucking, they asked him about it on Monetize This. And I think it was like, Jesse or somebody was just like, what, do you have like an extra chromosome? He's like,
I've got an extra chromosome.
Like, fucking retarded.
I don't know what you mean by that.
I don't know what you mean by that.
How many chromosomes you got?
Stamina.
Yeah, how many chromosomes
I
you
don't know
got?
what you mean by that.
You shoot me?
Joe, I swear to God, if you don't stop, I will shoot you, Joe Cronin.
How many chromosomes you got?
It's time to play with.
Like that time where I asked him to name, or what were oranges and lemons in regards to the type of fruit, and it started with a C, and he goes cherries as opposed to citrus.
I don't know what you mean by that.
It's time to play.
Now he's fucking hamming it up to the fucking camera here. I'm gonna take a photo of this and show it to you guys, because this is fucking disgusting.
With your grundle.
How many chromosomes you got? I don't know what you mean by that.
It's time to play with your grundle.
Purchase your track today.
You shoot me?
Joe, I swear to God, if you don't stop, I will shoot you, Joe Cronin.
Whoa.
Fuck you, little cunt bastard. Fuck you, little cunt bastard. You fucking little mongoloid fuck.
Fuck. All right. I hope the chat is enjoying
this
Bullfrog's
fucking piece
face
of
this whole
shit.
time. Hope
Look
they
at
really
this
like
fucking
it.
piece of shit.
It was a lot of fun for me. Oh, Jesse, looking sexy tonight. What's going on? Looking good. I mean, like, Jacob always looked...
Okay, fuck off. Look at this fucking piece of shit. All fucking smug on himself because, oh, Joe Cronin's fucking doing a rap that's literally shit on him. But this deaf fuck, oh, it's about me. I'm the star. Everyone's gonna fucking love me. I want you to attack Dave Rose. I want you to take him down. Shall I remind you that Jesse reminded everyone at the beginning that you called them all frantic and scared? Because I had done a simple fucking stream on you? And you want to act in this way? I got his attention now, so I'm protected. Joe Cronin can't protect you, douchebag. And Joe Cronin already said he's not going to protect you. He's not going to fight your battles. But now what you're going to do? You're going to fucking run to fucking Ken or something. And you're going to fucking claim that, you know, Dave Rose is attacking me, blah, blah, blah. It's just like, no, I don't think so. But, hey, you're the fucking idiot, and you're going to be called out on it, and it's just hilarious that you think that you can get away with this. As the idiot trolls, for example, who I don't even fucking hesitate because I'm fucking on a roll here, but you're the one who's spending time here like the pathetic bitch that you are, because I got 57 people watching. You're the one who, because clearly I exposed you for having a vagina when you claimed to be a man, and showed that you were a piece of shit. And as such, you can't do shit. And I continue to make these videos, and you still can't do shit. And you try to fucking make a troll account, and you get shot down. And no matter what you fucking say, you still portray yourself as the idiot that you actually are. And you are powerless, which I'm sure infuriates you. Because, being a bitch, realizing the world, will not acquiesce to your fucking tantrums, I'm sure gives you, all these little fucking conniptions where you're going to act like a little bitch and try to make a statement that nobody's going to listen to anyways. I mean, you're probably more irrelevant than Bullfrog, to be honest.
Of all of us, he always looks very cut and like clean and young and like.
Wow, Joe really going, endorsing that fucking homosexual Instagram model thing that that fucking Jacob is trying to go for there with the fucking the shaved eyebrows and like the just the styles of shirts that he was wearing. Like it's clear that that Jacob is a vain individual. I mean, even SE Steve, who, and it's not vain to take care of your teeth. That's actually a very important thing to do. So, he's got white teeth. Yeah, he shaves his eyebrows and stuff, but he, got a little facial hair too. He keeps that trim, but nothing close to the vanity displayed by fucking Jacob.
Like, he's still out on the prowl.
Yeah, it's because I'm Latino. That's why,
Well, that too, but you're also younger and stuff. So it's like you add all that stuff up. And
a little bit, yeah.
You ever been at one of those old restaurants that you used to work at, and like you seen some?
Also, I'm hoping. What is this? Look, it's either going to happen. It's probably going to happen next week. Next Friday will be the release of the tribunal videos, and it's going to be it will probably be at least one day, if not two, of videos basically being streamed to and audio clips, everything basically being displayed prior to the tribunal. Basically, we're just in the final steps here. I just got to confirm two final things with Nikki, and we're good to go. And Scott will be absolutely fucking destroyed when that happens. And I know that you guys have been anticipating this for a long time, but I could do it this weekend alone, but I want Nick along. And I haven't been able to confirm his schedule because he has been busy. So the only thing is, once I can nail down Nick for the date, expect the fireworks to happen. And the prior 2 days, we'll have those videos and clips and all that fucking showing throughout as long as it needs to. If it's going to be a plus 24-hour stream, I might have to break it down into 12. Regardless, that's going to be happening within, at most, it'll happen on the 20th. I might actually try to do it on this first day of spring, because that's also, if you understand spell casting and geomancy, you understand that when you conduct certain rituals at certain times of the year, they have more power. And as such, this is very important when it comes to exposing Scott. This is not black magic stuff. This is white magic. And it's geomancy specifically. So it might actually be beneficial for me to do it that way. Either way, this is happening. Scott, you're fucking done. And then actually once that's alleviated off my shoulders, then we continue on to whoever's next. And I can assure you that there's going to be people that didn't expect to be held accountable to be held accountable. And I can't wait to truly show off my final form. This is going to be fucking awesome. But Nick, yep, that's the only thing. We got to just nail down a couple final things. And it's going to be fucking golden. And that's going to be a long stream. Back to the chat here. Travis says, the guy who hates fake accounts makes fake accounts. Yep. Larry, Ghost of Larry Funk says, it's sad to see that Joe now cares more about money than his audience. Freddie Mitch says, Ken not going to protect Bullfrog. He better not, because I don't think Ken can protect against this shit. And yeah, Ken does, feel sorry. I'm guilty of this too. Feeling sorry for the misfits and mutants of the community and stuff. But, you know, when they act in this manner, they've got to be held accountable. And you can't just fucking continue to just overlook it. JR4 the Third says, sorry, later, shit happens. Put the right eyes on Alien. He gets himself struck now. Yeah, apparently he got struck just for fucking putting on Alex Jones the other day. And, yeah, it wasn't me. I don't have to fucking strike him. I'd rather his videos stay up, to be honest. But obviously that's not going to happen because he'll air the video and then remove it. But I've always said I don't fucking strike channels. I want your opinion out there. I want your voice out there. Because it's just that much easier for me to fucking destroy you with your own words. And everyone knows this already, so let's not fucking dance around the bush, okay?
Some chick, and you just were like, yeah, in the bathroom it's happening or whatever. By the way, D. Welsh, thanks for $100, man. That's fucking crazy for this little show tonight.
That was big time.
That's a great addition there, Jacob RP. I'm sure that's why Joe has you on his show. Just to fucking chime in there. This is like mellow yellow level shit.
Big time.
Firebird.
You know what, to be honest, actually, I don't even know which one I dislike more, Mellow Yellow or SE Steve. But to be quite honest, I think SE Steve is... I think I dislike SE Steve less than fucking Mellow. That's kind of scary.
Bird says, why is it funny you want to fuck your own family members? That's messed up. Hey, listen, who cares? He didn't actually do it. He just wants to do it. Who cares? He didn't...
Because that is a sign of degeneracy, Joe. I know that you're a leftist East Coast liberal there. But... you know, you're the type of person that would say, oh, well, you know, pedophilia is just a sexual orientation and it's just thoughts. So as long as they keep it as thoughts, it's okay.
He didn't do it.
And it's a fucking...
He didn't do it. He only has fantasies of fucking something that's degenerate. You know, he only has a mental state that should actually be under some sort of observation and perhaps treatment.
And it's not a related one, so it's all good.
Yeah, the cousin, the cousin is all right. You know what I mean? Like, I mean, but he already knows he can't do it. But yeah, you ever hook up with a girl at work, Jacob?
At work? No, not ever. I don't think ever.
No.
Coworkers, yeah. Coworkers, definitely.
Oh, okay. Well,
but isn't that at work? Coworkers, they work at the same place.
That counts.
The manager always.
Wow, what a fucking moron.
Always tried to get my level up to a manager, but never did that either. But no, never at work.
Let's go back to when Bullfrogs.
It's not possible. It's not possible sometimes, bro. It's literally not possible sometimes.
Why do you have to repeat yourself for one? And like, what? Like, what is this like? Oh, you know what? I know why. Because the guy's a fucking stupid illegal who thinks that the only way to fucking make sure you stay in the country is to fuck your way up the fucking ladder so that you can get somebody who will give you the green card or some shit.
Yeah, well, okay, well, wait a minute. I mean, it's not exactly easy to happen, but it's not possible. You know what I mean? Like, that's like...
Okay, you can say that.
Like, if every night you were working, you attempted a little flirtation every single night, you're banging somebody.
For sure, yeah.
You're banging someone within...
Or you're going to jail. Like, what the
20 days, at some point. I would think, unless you're like a mongoloid, but you're not. So some girl is going to like you.
The guy didn't understand the definition of competition. Mongoloid would probably be too much of a compliment for him.
Next day.
But yeah, or like, yeah, you get the number or whatever else happens, whatever. Like, yeah, something's going down. I mean, it is. Let's go back to the time where, real quick, Bullfrog dropped the N-bomb. It was very horrific. Let's go back and reminisce about that.
And here we go. Joe Cronin, Daniel Cronin, showing himself to be the coward bitch that he is. And this is why I do need to make my little tour of America. Because Mr. Cronin here seems to think that studying fake wrestling apparently is equivalent to what I faced in my life. Okay, fine. So, you want to talk big? I mean, why don't we just fucking act like men, like we used to do back in the day? Go behind a place and take care of business. Okay, I'm not like, I'm going to come down and beat you up. I'm like, how about we stand toe to toe? How about, you actually stand up for what you're saying? What? Because I read books, I'm a pussy? Because I got a fucking big mouth, I've never been fucking held accountable? Joe, you don't even know the fucking order of the fucking belts for karate or something. Look, this isn't a pissing contest here because obviously I'm Niagara Falls compared to the little fucking pissant Crete that you are. I'm not going to fucking go into what I've fucking studied, what I know, okay? But I can tell you one thing. I'm not an idiot like you who spouts it off. Like, yeah, karate or something. I got the brown belt or something, but I don't remember the order. Okay? You may have seen or heard. By the way, he's playing my loon call. Shout out to Violent Beats that I haven't seen for a long time. Glad to see you around, bro. But yes, he's playing the loon call that I made. And again, that's I think it's at 1.3, 1.4 million views. And yeah, it's not the devious character, it's a different character I created. God forbid. You know, because Joe Cronin has literally created how many characters? Hate Man, fucking... There was that Danny from Boston. There was... Okay? So you're not the only creative guy out there who's trying to, you know, vary. What a loon call sounds like, I'll do a little bit for you right now. Hey, there's a loon over there. Let's see if we can communicate with it right now.
I hope you and your fucking family fucking die.
Leave me alone, you fucking standing bitch.
Oh.
So yeah, this was the clip though that he sort of interspliced. That's why I put it in there. Of me doing the loon call, and then when the loon is reacting, it's actually bullfrog that he's interspliced with it. Run!
Okay, bros. Look at
Oh
this
man,
guy.
that's great. Imagine him in a fight.
Yeah, imagine me in a fight there, Cronin. First of all, you can tell a person by their testosterone by how much hair they have. And let me tell you, I've got a full, beautiful head of hair. How about yours? So imagine me in a fight. Imagine me, the fucking genius that I am. The guy who won't shut his fucking mouth to anybody. And I'm still fucking here. Despite all the fucking scars I have on my face that actually show that I've faced a little bit of fucking conflict. Because, you know, when it comes down to it, pussies, especially pussies like you, have no hesitation to punch somebody with glasses and not even give them the opportunity to take them off. Well, guess what? That just makes me angry. And considering the number of fucking glasses I've gone through and how angry I can get, well, there's a reason why I'm still flapping my gums, okay? But you want to talk tough. I'm not out there fucking saying what I do or misrepresenting my experience or anything like that. But when I've got a situation like this, where a pussy like you, Daniel, wants to talk shit and then try to manipulate the situation, be like, oh, the guy is, he's not fat, he eats well, so therefore he's a wimp, you know? He's knowledgeable on books, so he's a nerd, so he doesn't know how to fight. And he's got long hair, so he's just some sort of like hippie pussy. Really? Like, it's clear what you're trying to do, Joe, and it's pathetic. It's fucking pathetic. And here's another thing, though. I do remember when he went on this whole thing, like these Brazilian guys were fucking harassing Leah and her friends and stuff. He sounded like such a pussy in the way that he dealt with that. Because the fact is, if that was happening to my girl or my friends, like these people would have been fucking left bloodied. And this guy just let them disrespect them like that at his fucking girls and shit. And it's just so pathetic. Because here's the thing. You know who fucking talks bullshit? Those are fucking flapping their gums all the time. You know who doesn't fucking lie? Those who fucking keep their mouth shut and just fucking let people believe what they want to believe about them. Like me. You know, 1 year sail away. I don't give a fuck what you say about me. Remember that, Joe? Let's go back to the chat here. Travis says, Lowell Dave, he's a brown belt. Come on. Or something. Travis says it's a funny video. Yeah, it's a funny video because we made it funny. That was the whole purpose. But, you know, obviously Joe, you know, takes that and splits it into putting Bullfrog in there. And out of context, obviously, will sound funny. Travis confirms, yes, so passive-aggressive. And, yeah, JR4 the Third, amazing JCS content. Travis also says, that was incredibly passive-aggressive to say the type of thing. Genius says, imagine Cronin in a fight. Ford says, Cronin scumbag crew gaining members daily. So-called troll groups don't want them. Genius says, at least Dave can do a loon call. What can you do, Cronin? He can e-beg better than I can. I'll give him that. Mike McDowell says, the clip of Cronin screaming like a child and breaking things was fantastic. Show that one. I can't remember which one that was. There's been a few, actually, to be honest. Man with two first names says, where can I watch the original Loon Call video? I bet Dave can whistle like Jolson. Probably. All right, let's continue with the clip here. Because, you know, Joe is like, imagine this guy in a fight. And obviously, you've got fucking Jacob RP in the background like, Dave Rose made me feel like shit. So I'm going to laugh at this because it's the only way I can get back at Dave.
That was great, though. It was great stuff. Bullfrog, let's bring him back. He's waving like incessantly like this. Jesse,
All right.
What is he doing? All right, what's up?
Yeah, let's get your attention while I was doing it.
Oh, my God. All right, so listen, anyway.
You're a fuckhead, Bullfrog.
You really are crazy. Dude, my energy bill went crazy this month. I don't know if this is going on with you guys, but so like the month that I freaked out, right, was last year. Last year I freaked out because in January, I had an electric bill of $260. And I went,
Well, you might want to stop wasting all that electricity on the fucking video games and shit. I hear when you waffle TVs, it actually boosts the energy increase.
I know, but it was fucking 400 thing.
I know he gets back to some stuff here.
It's been that way for 2 years in here. Said my son.
thing?
My thing. I shaved my thing off.
In Jersey.
Right. But
Damn. It was like 80 degrees outside today.
Oh.
Tid like a man. I have my rights.
Gucacino, thank you, Gucacino, for that donation, man. Much appreciated. Oh my God, you're queer.
Oh my God!
Okay, sweetheart.
Oh my God!
Which is okay. It's lost to the Islanders in overtime.
Shit, fuck.
I mean, nobody here
What's up,
cares.
That works.
Gargutty, are you mad at me, Pookie?
Oh,
Gargutty, you mad at me, Pookie?
Gargutty.
Fucking.
Why are you mad at him? Garguts, you're mad at Bullfrog?
Hold on, let's get back to the chat here. Travis says, so why did he mute your name? Just play your video and stuff. Weird. It's bizarre. It's bizarre. And, yeah, you know, you can't expect Joe Cronin to actually confront this. Obviously, if YR's having a show, he's got no problems calling in, especially when there's multiple people there. But Dave Rose here. Dave Rose is fucking transmitting. Will Mr. Cronin call in? Absolutely he won't. He can't do one-on-one with Dave Rose. And lines are fucking open. So, you know he can't. But he's willing to talk shit about me when there's other people there. He's willing to talk shit about me when he's on, say, YR's show or, I don't know, Junebugs. But, hey, one-on-one, you can't do that, Joe? I thought you were fucking, you know, you had a brown belt in karate or something, you know? You've studied fake wrestling, or fake fighting, I should say. And, you know, you should be able to take me on. You got the gift of gab. You should be able to fucking, you know, go one-on-one with me. So you should be able to call in. I don't know you're watching. I know because you're like, as I highlighted earlier. Yeah, he goes on for 3 hours. I mean, or something. Like, come on, man. Come on, man. I know you're watching. I know you're watching, Joe. But the thing is, though, you won't confront me. But you will throw jabs here and there. Who's the real man there, Joe? Who? I'm calling you out. I'm not like that other show. That other guy. My ex-host. I'm not like that. Why are you? Because you feel threatened that with my 60 fake viewers, I'll somehow dethrone Joe Cronin after his multi-year fucking effort on YouTube? What are you scared of, Joe? Being actually exposed for being an idiot? I mean, well, you do that on your own show, so stop worrying about that. Are you being exposed for being a pander, a race panderer? Yeah, you've already done that, so don't worry about that either. You concerned about being exposed for being a self-hating race trader? You know, we kind of know that too. I would like to examine that. But, you know, it's not a big deal, I guess. I mean, in the sense of that we could be willing to have a discussion on it. So, you know, what's the hesitation here, Joe? Why won't you discuss simple things with me? You know, why don't you just come out and say, look, Dave Rose, I'm not going to debate you on race because I pander. I try to suck everyone's dick and I want to make money. So you're never going to hear me say shit on anyone but white people, because that's the thing that makes money these days. Not just sucking black cock, but also shitting on white people. And say, okay, well, at least he was honest about his about selling out his ideals. But, you know, with this ambiguity and stuff, I can't accept that. Especially when he claims to be so knowledgeable about the world, considering he knows India is part of Asia, but hey, Americans only think chinks are fucking Asian. Right there, Joey Jojo Shabadoo? Mr. fucking East Coast liberal elitist? That's exactly how they fucking think, okay? So if you might get offended by my language, just expect the fact that that's actually how they think, okay? Because, you know, noodles are only fucking Asian, right? And when they say Asian, it's only Chinese. It's not fucking, couldn't be, you know, Singaporean. Those are fucking, Singaporean fucking noodles are delicious. Malaysian, Burmese. Joey Jojo. Joey Jojo. Any other cheap shots for me, Joe? Let's go back to the chat here. Genius says, why is Cronin always talking about his finances? That is a good question. Genius says, no one cares whatsoever. Bam says, BC, he wants donos. Oh, because he wants donos. Ford says, sympathy genius. YR says, he said Garguts, I am at Bullfrog. We know Garguts is like aggressive and shit. Like that look at Joe. You need to use fucking commas. This is terrible. Look at Joe trying to stir up shit as well. Have all our opinions about Garguts, but still come on. I don't understand. But back to the chat here. Let's continue with this clip.
No,
he just thinks I'm mad because everybody has false information, and I just never say anything back, and everybody's just like, "Are you mad?"
It's like, okay, Pookie.
Welcome.
It's okay.
No, it's not going to be okay for you, Bullfrog.
To hell.
You know you're my Pookie.
Welcome to hell,
I just don't
Garguts.
know for being so real.
Yeah, I know.
He's already said it 3 times now. Bullfrog, your only saving grace would probably be to have your brother call me on Skype. Because this level of fucking incompetence won't be tolerated. You do not deserve to be amongst the public and be this unable to deal with reality.
No, right, Joe.
Yep, you know what I'm
exactly
talking
what you
about. You fucking see.
There's a lot going on behind the scenes.
I learned real quick, man.
And you're a sweetheart too. Imagine, like, for me, it's even worse because I'm like a dick kind of. So it's like,
Well, Rob Johnson, if you don't understand why I left Joe, then you're probably too stupid to be here. Thanks for coming out. Pink Beetle says, Joe claims to have an IQ of 110. Yes, and that is just as ludicrous as just about any statement he's made ever about economics, politics, or anthropology.
you know what I mean? Like, at least
Yeah,
even
I think that's the thing. I think that's what's pissing everybody off. He doesn't respond. He doesn't respond to any of it. So I think that's what's really driving people more
because
on.
he's literally here just to have a fun time. Like, legit. Like, a lot of people, dude, so
yeah.
many people say that. They're full of shit. So many people say that. I'm just here to have a good time. I don't care about anything.
Yeah. Well, they know he's not going to get involved, so what they do is they go after the people that are like hanging out in there.
Right.
Whoever, it's like after you go after enough people, you find the ones that are a little weaker or not as tuned in.
Yeah, I don't
to,
think
like,
I've ever
who
seen
to-
Gargant's angry before.
Yeah.
I don't think.
Yeah.
He mows lawns. Bullfrog. Bullfrog. You're just gonna mow.
Why I got mad.
I just muted
Just
him.
because he mows lawns
Because of Bullfrog.
doesn't mean you mow.
Because of Bullfrog.
I muted him. I just shut up.
Man, I don't want to.
No, I don't
bet
want
you
to.
fucking.
Would be hilarious.
It's
I got pretty
terrible.
mad. I got almost pretty mad this
So,
past, 2
Joe,
weeks.
after
Shut up, Bullfrog.
Mania,
Bullfrog.
Alright, man.
Bullfrog. You're just
Exactly
gonna mow.
why I got mad.
I just muted him.
Just because he mows lawns
Because of Bullfrog.
doesn't mean you mow.
Because of Bullfrog.
I muted him. I just muted him. I was like, that's it. Nope, we're not gonna
go for it.
bulldoze
Yeah, well,
over.
yeah, no. Well, this whole fucking shit about what you're saying about people dictating and people want to, you did the spiel. Well, yeah.
So they pause Bullfrog because the guy won't shut up and continues to bulldoze over everyone.
I just told Bullfrog maybe it's not a good time to be on the show for a while, just right now.
Oh,
I mean, if we're on other shows, that's fine.
So he told the entitled little bitch to smarten up, and the little bitch probably had a tantrum.
It's
But,
causing
just for
other
now.
things. It's causing shit that
I think
bloggers
that's
won't
not a
be part
bad.
of.
It's not a
Yeah,
bad.
man.
Yeah, cutting off toxic individuals. Yeah, not a bad idea at all.
But then again, I'm like Joe, and I like to go against the grain, and I'm just like, fuck them, bring them on. So last night I almost did, but I was just too fucking tired to even deal with any fucking more bullshit that was gonna come my way. So I was like, fuck it.
I wish I was near you because the beer, like, dude, like, we, like me and Gargots and fucking, I bet you we get fucking hammered, build a fucking beer castle, and then dive through it, like, at the same time. Like,
So you're both stuck at the mentality of an 8-year-old?
he dived through a fucking beer castle together.
There's like beer in here that I need to throw away.
How can anyone take pleasure in being so stupid?
Dude, I hung out with my I hung out with my
mean,
buddy Bobby the
honestly-
other day, and he was hammered. He got loaded. And dude, I haven't spoken.
Bobby.
I haven't spoken to my friend Bobby in 2 years. Or in a year and a half, really. Me and him been playing NHL here or there last. No,
I'd love if he fucking came on.
Like on Twitch or something. He would drop. He's gonna leak my nipple nudes on there. It's gonna be a good time.
What's the rules over there?
I've heard it from a lot of people that they've seen it. Even people that I know who are YouTubers, other people outside don't even. Yeah, they're like, oh yeah, that's been going on. But like, if your chat is like, hey, suck my dick, whore, like, and things like that, they'll like people threatening celebrities say.
Do you think it'll help things with like the trolls and the fake accounts?
Not really, because it will a little bit, but not really, because basically if you're somebody who's going to make 1,000 accounts this now, did Archie Bunker drop M-bombs on that show?
He said things that were damn near worse than that. I don't know that he ever used the word, but the shit he would say.
Listen to these fucking butthurt liberals.
It was way. Did he?
Yep.
No
I remember
shit?
one episode.
All right.
It was a.
Oh my god, Archie Bunker said shit in the 70s. Oh my god.
Very serious episode, and
Yes.
From what I remember, it was, as a kid, he did.
Yeah,
Wow.
I think
I
it
think
was
either way.
I think it was
he
one of
said
wasn't it
terrible
one of
shit.
those type of episodes where he said it and then basically
It was like a learning
he had to
It was a learning experience.
Yeah, he had to apologize.
I think it was a two-parter.
Okay, yeah, because it was a pretty serious episode. Like he was like, I do remember that episode. Like fucking Meathead was like really fucking pissed at him, probably.
So I'd love to see that episode just to see how well it was. Like, I would love to see how well it was done because basically what you guys are saying is they did what every fucking show does now, but they do terribly and push down your throat.
Oh my God, look at the desperation of Jesse. He's like, oh, I need to see that repentance of past crimes, crimes of the father. We need to see the repentance of the current generation. Because, oh my God, black people have it so bad in America compared to, say, Africa today. No, but, people who never owned slaves somehow have to feel guilty for the acts of people that they had no actions over or control over.
Whereas this probably was trying to, address the...
Also, slavery still exists in Africa.
Race issue, but I have a feeling it was still good. Just because, that show, I don't think it had a bad episode.
Let's listen to some Archie Bunker, baby. I mean, and what's weird is, Archie Bunker is a show that, All in the Family is a show that, we watched when, in the late 80s, early 90s, only because it was on reruns, right? It was like late night and it would come on or whatever the case is.
Speak for yourself, millennial. I'm fucking Gen X. I was fucking there's weekday afternoon fucking shows, weekday evening shit.
Oh yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Here's this
Nick at Night and shit like that.
Yeah, that's exactly. Yeah, and before I think for me it wasn't Nick at Night. It was even earlier because it was 1987 or something. But it was like,
oh yeah, it was like on some random channel.
Yeah, it was like
How fucking long were they on?
I only got 6 channels. I lived in New Hampshire and I only got 6 channels. And
I gotta stop the clip just to mention the chat here. Bam makes a great point. He says, Jacob is useless. What's the point of having him on? Absolutely. There is no point. I mean, all at this point he's doing is just like chiming in here and that, yeah, I agree, this and that. He's pulling a mellow here. But he doesn't add anything. But when you listen to him, he sounds, and he's made this point earlier, or on his own stream, that like he can't accept that if he's muted. Like he needs to have that affirmation. I need to be featured because if I'm featured, I have value. Because if I don't have value, oh my God, I'm so pathetic. That's how he thinks. So and just like Bullfrog, unless he's featured on a show, he doesn't believe he has personal value. So he's going to try to get himself on as many shows as possible. What's up, Nicky J?
After Star Trek ended, dude, I'll never. My favorite time in my life, I swear to God, was laying in my parents' bed watching Star Trek and then falling asleep and all this shit coming on after. But yeah, man.
Wow, dude. Not the birth of your children.
Look at Archie, like a big
Star
slob.
Trek was one of those ones.
Look at his fucking
Star
legs.
Trek was one of those ones that you could like fall asleep to on because it'd be like it'd be loud noises and then it'd just be quiet forever. You could just like doze off to.
I mean, if you guys. Oh, sorry.
No, I was just gonna say I always fall asleep during the end credits because I wanted to see it so bad, and then then the end credits would come on. It was so comforting. Anyway, go ahead, Jesse.
Well, I was gonna say if you guys haven't seen F is for Family on Netflix, I recommend it. It's basically All in the Family, but with a cartoon. Like Bill gets away with a lot of shit on that show, like shit you couldn't get away with any other place.
Right? Yeah,
so
Bill
I recommend
Burr.
it if you haven't seen it. It's a great show.
Bill Burr gets away with it, man, a little bit.
Hey, assholes, why don't you go watch the Dean Martin roast from the 1970s? I'm sure your heads will explode by the fact that you can have multiple races on the same stage making racist jokes, everyone fucking laughing about it, and actually doing a great presentation. No, you butthurt liberal bitches probably couldn't even fathom such a concept without your brains fucking exploding.
Which is good. Him and Dave Chappelle have been able to take that fucking cancel shit and shove it up people's asses.
Not really. Dave Chappelle showed himself to be a bitch, unfortunately. He is very much invested in this victimhood mentality, which is unfortunate, like I said. Because at one point he was much more aware of what was going on, but he's sort of fallen into, the sort of brainwashing that this current society is forcing onto people. So he's fallen for the division tactic, and now and you can hear it obviously with he did a stand-up routine a few months back, or several months back, to be honest. I think it was about George Floyd, or he talked a lot about George Floyd, and eventually the shit came out that no, George Floyd, was, he OD'd. He didn't die from fucking a knee on his neck. There's video footage of this guy actually still alive, but they're trying to use a defibrillator to actually get his heart to start to regulate itself properly again. So, the thing is, though, it was a false narrative from the get-go, and we've seen so many as it was, just to try to create that racial division, and Dave Chappelle fell for it and really exposed himself for being a puppet, despite the fact that he claimed he wasn't, that he walked away from the $3 billion deal and all that. So, unfortunately, he's fallen for it, and Joe, as always, will promote cuckery over truth.
Pardon me asking, but does your husband do a lot of the cooking over your house?
He does all of it. He loves it.
Oh, well, ain't you a little afraid of what people could think?
You mean that I'm a lazy wife?
No, that he's a fag.
That's still funny today.
Well,
he's an egg. He's an egg, Edith.
Oh my God! You know why? And you know why most people don't think that's racist, right? Like a lot of New Yorkers or New Jersey, black.
What's his obsession with pointing out New Jersey and New York? Hey, what's going on, Cronin? You jealous? You jealous of a real city? What do you got in Boston? That company called Boston Pizza? Hey, come on. The real pizza's here in New York. Vaffanculo.
Black and Hispanic people, why they actually identify with a show like this, and they're not the ones out there usually screaming.
Yeah, because they're not fucking white liberal fucking racists.
Being like, oh my God, it's racist or homophobe or whatever. It's because that's how they talk too.
Yeah.
Yeah, normal people.
Cause
who don't fucking take offense when a fucking fruit is fucking pointed at and laughed at because they're being fruity.
We all talk especially, you know what I mean, in cities.
True.
Yeah, it's like
That's
people
how we talk to each other.
People
I
talk
used to say
shit
the N-word all the time.
Yeah, well, I didn't do that, but I mean, people do talk shit to each other.
We talk like that down here too.
Oh, literally, we would all fucking say the N-word
South ain't
all the
better.
fucking time.
So Jacob RP admitting that he and his Latino gang, they say the N-word all the time, man. They say it all the time because they hate the blacks, man. It's true. It's true. The type of mestizo, black-hating Hispanic that he is, oh, absolutely. Absolutely, he's constantly saying the N-word. He despises of the blacks.
In school,
Yeah.
like what?
Oh yeah, no, I get it because it becomes part of the culture of like, no, you say it, no, we all say it.
Exactly, the culture. Yeah.
Yeah, I get that.
The culture, except that, if a white person says it, oh my God, no, you can't do that.
Wasn't quite that way where I was from because it was still more.
More cocked? Yes, we know.
Predominantly white, so we didn't do that at our school. But like,
oh, you can't say the N-word. Oh my God, Marty, you can't say the N-word.
Yeah, but but everyone was mixed together. But there wasn't enough. I think if there was less white, if there was only like 20% white people, I think then maybe that would have and hit more Hispanic and black, and everybody would mix in and start.
You know who used it with in my school was all the Asians. They were all in gangs and shit, and that's how they talked.
Oh really?
It's just, yeah, that's. I'd go to pick up weed from one of them. Dude, pull up in a fucking limo in the back of the school.
It's like
alley, and I'm like, Jesus, these
Juan,
guys were like, they were the real deal, dude.
Yo, let me ask you something, Juan. What I don't understand, Wong. Come here, Wong. Hey, listen. Why are you guys calling yourself the N-word? That's so weird. I would think you guys would call yourself like Ching Chong or something like that. What's going on with this?
Now, I want to address this, but give me a second. I got to go take a piss. And I do apologize for that. Normally I would have some music ready to play, but there's only a certain amount that you can handle before your bladder decides to give you the option to piss itself or to fucking run to the washroom. So, back to the chat here. Anything of importance? Travis says, just so people know, Ching is 100% not a Chinese name at all. That's true, actually. Chin, maybe, but not Ching. No G at the end. Travis says, wow, look at Dave walking away from the show. Hey, everyone gets one free. All right, back to the clip here. And I'm going to rewind it a bit because this is where... Okay, so here's the difference, I would think, at least. My sense of comedy is just like I fucking said. Or at least one aspect of it is the Dean Martin roast, okay? You even have Don Rickles featured there, a Jew, fucking making fun of every ethnicity. And what today would be considered super offensive is just fucking funny, okay? And the thing is, though, for those that are mature and realize that, yes, there are differences between race, we can realize, yeah, we can laugh about those differences and continue to operate like fucking human beings. You know, it's a simple thing. It made sense in the 70s despite the massive amounts of coke, but nowadays, apparently, people won't fucking get it, especially millennials like Joe Cronin. But, you know, that sort of comedy is fucking great because those that understand it and can do it know that there's no hate at all whatsoever. And if you actually look at these fucking Dean Martin roasts, you'll totally see the love between everyone that's on there of all the different ethnicities. The Italians, the Jews, the fucking blacks, they had Puerto Ricans, they had, what's that guy's name? Freddie something Sr. and his son Junior was acting. Freddie something. Come on, guys, I know you can help me out. He was on some show in the 70s. I don't think it was Taxi. I know you guys know who I'm talking about. That guy was Puerto Rican or Puerto Ricencio. And yeah, So obviously, Joe's very touchy about the subject of race, you know, and he, the white liberal, seems to think that he knows what the other races should be joking about or how they should be joking, and therefore knows what's offensive and what's not. Prince, thank you, fucking Travis. Freddie Prince Sr., actor, comedian from Puerto Rico, and his son, Freddie Prince Jr., got into those. He played Fred in the Scooby-Doo live-action movies. I think it was in the movie Wing Commander. I think he may have been in Scream. Yeah, he was big in the 90s. Let's get back to this and Joe Cronin's liberal racism.
N-word. That's so weird. I would think you guys would call yourself like Ching Chong or something like that. What's going on with this? Okay. What do you mean? I don't know.
Oh, God.
I mean, like, it's just weird, like, to hear that.
What the fuck? What the fuck?
The fuck you say?
What do you mean?
Slap your fucking face
The
off
fuck
your
you say?
pasties.
What do you say me?
People could think.
You disrespect my
You
family?
mean that I'm a lazy wife?
No, that he's a fag.
Dude, I love the fucking roar of the audience, dude. They
hate gays. No,
Dude,
no.
Setup.
Dude, that's because it's a live audience. That's what's crazy. That's
I know,
audience.
and they fucking roar.
What's crazy? That people laugh at jokes that are funny?
Good for that, dude. I mean, you could hear it. That was like...
His setup reminds me of Al Bundy
Yes.
and Papa Titus and fucking Titus.
Yeah. Yep. Yeah, like, I mean...
Oh, God, Titus was great.
His,
Dude, I love Titus. Stacy Keach was way...
Titus was a good show for the most part. Or it was funny. I don't know about good. Production value, kind of bad.
I mean, it went on from... He was based on his own one episode, Tommy's Not Gay. Christopher Titus was like, a gay son is a... When men make God cry.
Oh wow!
I never heard that one.
That's fucking. That is so. That is so cold and so funny
That's
at the same
fucking
time. Oh,
I want to know what the context.
Why people are he explains to Christopher Titus,
oh
he's like,
boy!
he's like what's gay? And he's like drinking a beer and he's like, well, gay, son, is when men make God cry.
Oh wow!
I never heard that one.
That's fucking. That is so. That is so cold and so funny
That's
at the same
fucking
time.
crazy.
Oh,
Oh man.
You
That's the
have to
best.
see that shit, man. That shit is too funny.
that's.
Oh my god.
I think after that, I mean, you had Chappelle's show, and then I don't know.
It's funny though that I'm sure you guys noticed this though. I'm sure you guys noticed this, that there are times where the laughter is guarded. Like, oh, I don't want to laugh at that, or if I laugh, I better apologize. Oh no! And a lot of people have actually called this shit out. Callers, well, it's not just on Joe's show, but it's been on. Actually, I think S.E. Steve has actually talked about this on somebody's show, where it's just like, let's stop fucking pretending to be fucking offended or, you know, surprised about a fucking harsh statement like that. We're all fucking talking shit and fucking shitting on people. Like, let's stop with this whole, oh my god, let me clutch my pearls, he said something offensive sort of thing. So I think it was S.E. Steve, but there was several people that did mention that, and it's true, because that has to end. Like, in this day and age, like, oh, I'm offended. No, you're not.
I don't know if there was ever anything that
You're just trying to fucking cover your ass.
reached
Yeah.
that level again.
Archie Bunker,
Not
that
really.
like Married with Children, Dave Chappelle show. I mean, those are all shows, and especially Chappelle is quite different from the other ones but it's like those are all the shows, man. That those did so well because people love that shit. They love that. Like, you know, it's not like that's the thing is it's called racist now, and people call the Dave Chappelle show racist too. Like they're like, oh, it was racist. And it's like, what the fuck, bro? Dude, he was on when Dave Chappelle said that shit on SNL the other day. I mean, that was fucking hilarious. Like, the Count Chocula thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
That
hold on a
dude, I
second
fucking lost
here.
my goddamn
Hold on
mind.
a
First of all, I didn't even know you were allowed to say the N-word anymore on.
Technically, the jokes from fucking the Dean Martin roast could be considered racist, but they're also funny. They also weren't hateful. Like, just this is what liberals do. They shift the focus of definitions of words and try to then recreate a new landscape based on their skewed and obviously deceitful morality, if you want to call it that. It's just the script. It really is just the script they've been given. These are lemmings. These are NPCs. They are given the script as to how to think and how to feel. And this is done usually through the regular programming methods. TV programming, whether it be headlines through the fake news, whether it be a sitcom, whether it be a TV show, these agendas are massaged and massaged and massaged into the psyche. And those of weak mind and of weak character, Joe Cronin, are easily manipulated by this agenda and begin to spout it as if it truly was the word of God.
SNL. So I was like, whoa, like, I can't even believe that was on there. But like, dude, just the fucking, we're playing it again because it's so fucking.
I'm sure that you can't even believe that Nepal borders China, but guess what? It does.
Funny. I don't give a fuck. Try to get me NBC. I don't know if you can, but try to get it.
I think Drew's right with Key and Peele, I guess. But I think Comedy Central fucked that up.
Yeah,
a lot. There's too many.
Yeah,
It could have been better.
That should have been on HBO. If they did that on HBO, then they would have killed it. I think.
Yeah.
I sell security.
Oh, here it is.
I like this story.
Like, regardless whether he's black or not, for people to say he can't say these things, it's like, and then it can't be funny, rather. It's
Try to
like,
tell him he can't say
bullshit,
it.
they can't be. That was fucking, what was he supposed to? Yeah, chocolate African American. Even though, you know what, he could have made that funny too, but it wouldn't be the same thing.
Well, that's the thing is they could have bleeped out motherfucker and he could have said motherfucker, but he was like, no. It's so fucking.
We're going.
And
It's
I
like,
bet you that was. Do you think that was like a ad-libbed?
I don't think so. I think he got that approved for sure. He's not stupid, but
Yeah, he probably
No
had.
way.
He probably
But-
had it all approved.
But dude, if you told me, dude, Dave Chappelle is gonna be on SNL and he's gonna call Count Chocula the N-word, like I would be like, fucking. And you told me it was gonna happen, and you were like, it's gonna cost you $100 to see it, dude. I'd drop $100. I was like, I gotta.
I don't understand the comical aspect of this. Like, a black guy said the N-word. Oh, and it was to Count Chocula. My God. It's definitely worth $100.
See,
Was that his most recent? The most recent time?
Last year.
Oh, thank God. Yeah, or just not too long ago. It was actually just a few, wasn't it? Oh, yeah, like it was the
It was
end
a
of
year
last
ago,
year.
I think. Yeah. Yeah.
Wait, no, he was just on.
Okay, it was November 8th.
Yeah, okay, good. Because I'm just thankful it was that one because I'm like.
Just a reminder, this is Throwdown. They've really thrown down throughout this entire episode.
He got away with it. Fuck yeah.
By the way,
Bill tried to do something similar on there. But...
Just call the show Lie Down or Slow Down. Throwdown doesn't really fit the spirit of what you are presenting here, Joe. And it hasn't fit basically since the beginning. I mean, I did try, and there were episodes, and the comments in the video show this, but there were episodes where I came in hard and heavy and gave you what you needed for the show called Throwdown, because I hence throwed down. But this is literally just another just, Joe, please, man, you should be on Sirius right now. You really should. You're a piece of shit, but you should be on Sirius. You have the talent for it. But you don't have the intelligence for it. That's the problem. You're constantly immature and you just won't grow up. So you can't fucking focus yourself sufficiently long enough to be able to stick with what's necessary to make yourself look like a professional. Always goes back to the jokes. Always go back to everything is fucking laughter. And unfortunately, because of that, you're going to keep slipping when you try to climb the tree of prosperity. And it's because you choose to remain in that infantile mentality. You have the ability, even with your stupid skits, you have the ability to actually be on Sirius doing a show similar to fucking Stern, all these different fucking clips and skits and all this shit, and it would be enjoyable, it would be funny, and you could garner and build that juvenile sort of audience. But with what you do on YouTube, man, and the people that you surround yourself with, you're literally shooting yourself in the foot with a bazooka.
But
I ate Uncle Ben's tonight, the rice. Oh,
yeah, I ate Uncle Ben's, like what, you sucked his cock, right? That's what you usually do with the blacks, right?
fucking God, is it good? Actually, you know what? I didn't finish eating. I put the plate down to get the show rolling. Look at this. I didn't even eat all of it. It's probably still good.
It's probably still good. If you just make... You pretentious, pampered piece of shit. Oh my God. This rice is 30 minutes old. It's probably still good. Oh, it's a little dry. I'm going to throw it out. Let's ignore the fact that there's literally hundreds of millions of people that are starving throughout the world who would do anything to even eat dried rice. And you have the gall to say it's probably still good? When if you have any knowledge on anything, even if you have a little bit of leftover dry rice, a simple steaming will make it perfectly good again. And you have the gall to say that?
You gluttonous, racist motherfucker.
Uncle Ben, you taste good.
Uncle Ben.
What about Uncle Cracker? Wasn't that a rapper or something like that?
Yeah, Uncle Cracker and Uncle Ben should get together and fucking come out with like the greatest hits of the, I don't know, of the Civil War.
I mean, What if like the rice, like in regular water, it didn't puff up, like it just stayed hard? You had to use like real sweat from real like slaves or something.
Oh,
Yeah, I'm gonna stop this. I acknowledge this in the chat, but it has to be acknowledged. Recalling Two Jaws says Joe's shows have all blended together. It's all the same co-hosts, all the same energy behind them. Yes, and in fact, that was happening when I was still around. When, for example, Corrupted started going with Ken and JB and stuff. That sort of started to shift around a bit, and Joe needed my help, and I did offer it to him to help him out with Corrupted, but it was the same thing. It was like, it's the same vibe. It's not, when Joe, JB, and Ken were on there, it did change the vibe, but then it sort of went back to like, really just monetize this part too. And it was just like, no, it's just like, I'm trying to help you out, but it's the same shit. It's the same shit. I'd rather just be an audience member watching this, but like, you can't keep fucking doing the same show over and over again. And it's the same guests and the same host and shit. And like, I even raised this when I was still working with him, where he starts, first of all, he's chasing me with fucking Final Frontier News. I had enough of it, still haven't quit, still haven't sailed away, but I start to fucking be very public about my views. So what does he do? Instead of saying, yeah, you know what, I got to get on top of this and fucking finally get me and Dave going, he starts a show with Jake called Jake and Joe. Yeah, great creative name. And they release a few for free, and it's like literally wrestling and bullshit talk. Literally the same shit they do every single day of the week. And I bring it up. Oh no, it's not like that. We don't just talk about wrestling and stuff, blah blah blah. It literally is. It was like JB and Joe, like that show, or Warm Lettuce, because that was that one. I think there was a third one with JB. It's just another stupid name. So yeah, like it's literally all the same bullshit. All of it. You could literally keep it very simple. Monday Night for Raw. Wednesday for AEW. Fuck NXT. Do you not get that yet, Joe? Do you not get that yet? Do you really want to pander to a fucking audience that's worthless because you want to stay connected to fucking WWE? Why? Stupid. And, Ryback is correct in calling you stupid. Stupid! But, yeah, let's do this Dave Rose way. Let's figure out how Dave Rose would do this. So, Monday night, you got Raw. Yeah, you got to fucking endure 3 hours of absolute garbage, but it is the fucking bread and butter. You review it. You actually do it. You don't fucking stay for 3 hours unless you're getting donations, but you stick to wrestling talk and you get it done. Okay. Tuesday, there's really nothing going on. I mean, you're having Throwdown on there, but literally it's lie down or puke up or whatever you want to fucking call it. Maybe spend it with your family. Maybe spend it working, delivering pizza. I don't know. Do something. You don't necessarily need to be on Tuesdays. Okay, cool. Because really, what are you doing on Thursday that's different from any other night? Nothing, okay? It's fucking monetize this junior, preview. Wednesday, well, you got fucking AEW. That's important. That's fucking up and coming, worthwhile. I'm interested in that sort of thing, and it's not WWE. There you go. Fuck NXT. So that's what you do. And the best part is 8 to 10 o'clock, normal fucking viewing time. 2 hours of wrestling. Then you do an hour, maybe another hour of fucking review till midnight. Go to bed. You get some great sleep. You wake up early. You can do more things. Thursday, the fuck's going on Thursday with wrestling? Nothing really. But you got fucking Throwdown now normally with Jake. But what other show are you not doing with Jake when it comes to wrestling? So, great variation there. So Thursday, Throwdown. Or not Throwdown, what's it called? Out of Nowhere. The show that you started with fucking JD, that little fucking Oompa Loompa greasy bastard piece of shit, who I would very much love to meet on my tour of America. Because he didn't have the guts to fucking respond to me on fucking Twitter and shit. But I'd love to have a fucking conversation with that little shit. And, instead of actually recognizing that he played you and that he's a pussy, you keep the same fucking show name and you keep going, having Jake on there, and what are you doing? What are you doing? It's, I guess, a summary of the week's wrestling, but then you have on Friday your SmackDown fucking show, or at least you did at one point. I don't know if you're still doing that. But, I mean, you're mostly a WWE guy. So it would make somewhat sense that you do review Friday nights. Thankfully, only 2 hours. But, okay, so you've got that. So technically, at this moment, you should be doing Monday, Wednesday, Friday for your wrestling discussions. And obviously monetize this, big money maker, and it works great because Friday night people want to let loose. They're fucking, they got time available, and it's always worked better on Friday, to be honest. Like, I was around when it was on Wednesday nights. And what did I do to keep the audience fucking focused, because they were also demanding of it? I had a show on Friday nights, and eventually Joe moved to Friday nights, and I stopped doing my show Friday nights. So it works better that way. But then we consider Saturday nights, which is actually Sunday mornings. Hello? Dude, why do you think that everyone operates at your stupid fucking schedule? You fucking laugh at Ken for fucking falling asleep, even though he busts his ass off? But you're not operating on a normal fucking schedule, and you can't be on time for your own fucking shows? No. So, Corrupted starts on fucking Sunday morning at 1 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. And when it was going well, it was going great. JB, Joe, and Justin, Savage, funny. There's some stuff I listened on there that I thought was absolute trash. And yes, let's be honest, all three of them very immature, infantile minds. And yeah, that has its time and place. I'm not, disputing that, okay? But, too much of that will cause problems and degenerate, as we saw. But it evolved right now. What is fucking Corrupted? It's like monetize this after dark sort of thing. It's fucking like, let's tune the lights low and let's, hang out for monetize this after dark. Which is, it's Corrupted now. Corrupted used to be fucking ruthless. And people were tuning in specifically because of that. And it was obviously behind the paywall, which was very enticing because people knew that things were really getting heated there. And shit was being talked about that you wouldn't normally hear in public. So that was one of the big reasons why Corrupted got so big, because it was that ruthless. Let's go back to the chat here before I continue. Let's see here. Travis confirms Luis is an instant show killer. Yes, that guy should never have been allowed on the show. Joe thinks that highlighting freaks is somehow advantageous to his show. It only makes things worse. And people like that are disgusting. Like, he honestly, and I'll say this, like, to be honest, it's happening, okay? That burp isn't because fucking I swallowed air. It's because when I think of fucking Luis, and specifically the way he talks, I get physically ill to my stomach. It's disgusting. Like, this guy is, there's something, this Bullfrog's a saint compared to this guy. I know there's something real fucking deep with this guy. Real fucking deep. And it's disgustingly scary as to what I suspect it might be. And that's why I get physically ill when I think about the guy. Remember, Mr. Consistent, smartest man in the community. I don't always reveal my cards, but when I do, people get exposed. So, yes, Travis actually sees it too. Luis is a danger. There's something sinister about him. Yes. Okay, I might be devious, and obviously that can scare a few people, but there's something worse when it comes to sinister, and yes, I agree. Travis sees it too. Many other people have actually said the same thing to me, and or just in public about this guy, even on Joe's shows. So there's a reason why I feel physically ill when I think or, hear the guy talk. And some of us who are actually in tuned with, the energy levels of our environment do recognize evil. Let me just see here. Somebody's sending me a message apparently. Wow. Some interesting. I'm going to keep that juicy information. I'm going to not look at it any further. I do appreciate you sending it to me. Keep it coming. I'll potentially address that later. I don't know yet, but I do appreciate it. But let me just tell you, people, the sparrows are always active, night and day, constantly bringing me some great, great things. And I appreciate every single one of them. And they will all remain protected in my my forest, as it were. Let's continue.
Oh my God! Speaking about that, dude, I was watching this dude this black guy just fucking down talking.
A lot of sodium.
He was just like, you know what? There's too much left in slavery when you get taught in school. This is what really happened. This is what's really going down. I think his name is Thomas Sowell. But
Thomas Sowell is one of the most intelligent orators of probably contemporary American history. He also happens to be black. But I'd recommend looking into him. His videos are great. His books are great. And he calls it exactly how it is and what it is. And he refuses to be a victim or allow for, black people to claim to be a victim and not be held accountable for their actions. So he's got at least one PhD from what I remember. Very knowledgeable guy. His information is all over the internet. So Garguts knows what he's talking about here.
Dude, he fucking just laid it in on everybody.
Yeah, that goes with everything.
Listen to fucking Jacob. Yeah, that goes with everything. You have no idea who he's even talking about, you fucking faggot. You have no idea who he's talking about. You're going to fucking jump. Yeah. Even Joe doesn't know who this guy is. He'd probably seen his face before in a meme or something. Be like, yeah, I agree with that black guy. But he'd probably never even fucking done the research to even know who the guy is, what he stands for, or his actual experience exposing the left for what it is. You should see him on some interviews in the 1970s where he's going up against these fucking extreme Jewish Marxist leftists, and they're trying to get him to accept that he's a victim. He's, I'm not going to accept that. No, I'm responsible for my actions. Then he brings out all these facts, and they're like, oh,
They hold back on everything, man.
Oh yeah.
Then it was just like finally, it was like him and fucking Morgan Freeman pretty much got to team up and just say, look, all this shit is bullshit. We're older and we got.
Just gonna say one thing: when I finally reveal my true power level, people's minds will blow up.
We know more knowledge, and everything is just taking a fucking turn. For
all this shit we find out now,
like, in Massachusetts,
to how it was in school, like that was just crazy.
When we were kids, we were taught in school, like, oh, yeah, Thanksgiving. Oh, my God. Dude, they teach my kids now. They're like, oh, it was a nightmare. They don't teach, like, it was happy, yay. Now they shame the shit out of the kid. My kids came home, and all they talked about was how terrible. And I'm like, what the hell? I'm like, really?
And it wasn't to be accurate. It was exactly what you said. To, like,
just roll over, Joe. Just roll over and accept it. Don't be somebody like me who would basically say, oh, yeah, that's what they told you? I think I'm going to go take a visit to the school board and see if they want to have a little conversation. Also, let's bring a lawyer, let's hire a security team, and let's bring other concerned parents to this event. And, oh, that's right, you have only 20 security officers at your school board. I brought 500 parents. Try to fucking stop us. Now that you're cornered, board members in this little room, look at me in the face and tell me that you're not a degenerate piece of shit who could literally die at a snap of a finger because you're choosing to try to dictate to the way I raise my children. But no, see, the thing is, though, too simplistic. It takes courage to stand up to tyranny, and we know Joe doesn't do that.
But
you know,
what's
the shame
funny,
part.
but we know what it is.
Like,
what's funny
Jesus.
is when we were in school, we knew. You know, you kind of knew. School didn't teach you.
You knew or you kind of knew? Get your fucking story straight. You ever had a lawyer that actually told you that?
School was like everybody had a Thanksgiving. It was all fun. But then you would say to your teacher, dude, didn't we fucking slaughter these people?
No kid's fucking saying that. No fucking kid is fucking saying that.
And shit, and like take their land. Like, so you even knew though. So
No. Because even kids recognize that conquest sometimes has a winner and a loser, and feelings don't come into play.
I think we're the people that grew up and said, "Oh, let's change that," but it sort of changed for the worst. Like it should have been like balanced. You know what I mean? Like there was really good stuff. Like they did. Like the Pilgrims and Indians and the Native Americans rather, they helped us at first. Like they were helping the fuck out of us. Like it was crazy, or us, or not even us. Like we're not even the people that were.
He doesn't even know his own fucking history. He doesn't even know what happened. This is sad, man. It's fucking sad.
Here, but you know what I mean.
I
Like
wonder if they have that same energy with Pocahontas too, because that's a fucked up story as well.
These idiots are just going off what they've been told, and like it's just, oh my god.
No, yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, how long till that gets canceled off of Disney?
What did John Smith fucking?
A lot of things are getting canceled off Disney. Dumbo, they're putting advisories or it's being blocked from kids. Dumbo can't be seen. Peter Pan. I saw the list earlier today. There's a few from the 30s, TV shows and stuff. But yeah, they're massively blacklisting a lot of these.
In Pleasure Against Her Will or something?
Yeah, that's really what it was. Is he was trying to take a Native American woman. Well, that story's not really true 100% either. It's sort of like kind of true.
Yeah, she wasn't a woman. She was a girl.
I'd hate to know what the.
No, Joe, I'm not taking your opinion on fucking historical fact whatsoever. Okay.
Indian on the cover was about.
She was a kid.
Right.
She was a kid.
She was 14 years old, and she saved the life of John Smith. He was I think he was 36 or something. She chose to go back with him, convert to Catholicism. I think it was Catholicism. And she chose to move back to England with him and establish a life there. She was featured in the English court a few times, bore children for John Smith, and yeah, she assimilated into the culture that that entered North America, that she viewed as superior.
Yeah. Yeah, if you want to, you know what, if you want to see something on slavery, the best thing to just fucking show them those scenes from Django Unchained.
Yes, because a movie from a fucking cuck like fucking Tarantino, I'm sure is absolute historical veracity. Right, Joe? We can believe those scenes, can't we?
And you'll be like, oh,
Roots,
shit.
Man. Roots is pretty
Roots is a good one, yeah.
To watch those movies.
Roots is a series, asshole. It's not a movie. If you had watched it, you would know that.
That Dave Chappelle Roots one.
Yeah, and you know, and here's the other thing about that. Sometimes people will say like, oh, that indoctrinates the kids to feel bad about themselves or whatever. It's like, dude, all right.
Well,
actually, it does. You clearly are totally enveloped in Marxist indoctrination to even recognize when it's being used. Congratulations.
I don't feel bad about it. I mean, as long as you don't do anything, I don't feel bad. I saw Roots when I was a kid, right? We all saw, like, dude, because...
What the fuck are you doing? Oh, I saw the Roots, and so it's okay. What?
That was the thing I thought when I watched Star Trek. When I watched Star Trek, I was like, dude, Geordie LaForge is the guy from Roots. You know, and as a kid, I thought that because when Roots was on TV, when it was on TV, I remember watching it on TV. And, you know, I saw Roots at a young age. I didn't grow up hating myself and being like, oh, my God, what do...
No, you just eventually were brainwashed by Marxist indoctrination to actually hate your race.
We do, but I did grow up knowing about it at least. Like, at least I grew up early knowing, like, there was a discrepancy here in black and white people.
Oh, my God.
And they were fucking slaves and shit, and I didn't really understand it. I would say, like, you know...
I don't think you still understand it.
We all would say like, "Holy shit, is this real?" And then it's
No, unless there was, I don't know, a excessive amount of retarded children where you were growing up with. No, I've never encountered that situation. Even when I wasn't in the gifted program, when I was in the regular program, no, I did never encounter that.
at some point later on in your life, you realized how real it was. But it's like
how real it.
Like I saw that when I was younger. It didn't fuck me up at all. I was
that's weird too, because like the way this guy says it is like everybody just focuses on the African Americans that were black slaves, but to be honest, that's when they started bringing people in. But for centuries before they had ships, before they had anything, they were just enslaving people that were around them, white people, fucking Mexican people. I mean, even the Egyptians had more slavery and was way more brutal in the American ones that were only around for, and it was longer too. But everybody just focuses on that, and that's what this guy is saying.
No, our history is pretty fucked up.
He's a black dude.
Shut the fuck up, Jacob. You don't know a goddamn thing. You fucking moron. He just wants to be a victim. A lot of fucking Hispanics want to be this way. Oh my God, the prosperity of America has somehow forced Hispanic America to be repressed. No, it's not the fact that literally every fucking time there's the opportunity to vote, Hispanics vote for a dictatorial system, or at least a strong-handed autocrat. And having been born in Argentina, having full knowledge of the political system in Argentina, including the ridiculous ideology known as Peronism, after the General Juan Perón, who worshipped the Nazis, bought excessive amounts of German surplus hardware after the war, and equipped his military to look almost identical to the Nazis, but also have the same goose steps and formations and so forth. So in Argentina, for example, where I'm born, there is this penchant to continue to go back to this strong-arm dictator figurehead. And that's not everybody, but there's a substantial amount of people to continue to perpetuate this mentality and keep these nations in perpetual poverty.
What's weird? Here's what's really crazy. What's weird is the
But what the fuck do I know, Joe Cronin? What the fuck do I know, Jacob RP? No, it's books, smarts, stuff, shit, I don't know. Economics, fucking weird, it's bizarre. What the fuck could Dave Rose know? He's just a fucking nerd. Imagine Dave Rose in a fucking fight.
Developed world.
Imagine Dave Rose actually as a prosecutor in court.
Was so different back then, right? So like it's like this. In England, right? In places in England, they had all this development. They had these beautiful areas and baths and shaving and like devices, right? Like mechanical amazing devices and things that they had going on in this modern age that was happening.
What in the fuck?
But if you went to America, it's like they only had a little bit of that starting in, New York and some of the cities out here. But most of America, it's like the Wild West and shit like that. It's like, dude, the Wild West was going on where people were like scrubbing their bodies with a fucking toothbrush in a fucking shitty outhouse and taking a shit in the sand.
But the railways got them there with steam engines. Telegraphs existed to transmit information. Do you ever think when you speak, or is this just you're going through headlines here?
It's like that was going on in America, and then after that, we're fucking having all the slaves and stuff like that, and people from
after that, we're having all the slaves. Okay, Joe, do you understand that slavery started essentially in the early 1500s? Primarily operated by Portuguese slavers that would go to Africa. By the way, the Portuguese slavers were 97% Jewish. They'd go to Africa. They'd contact black tribes, and those black tribes who had been warring with other black tribes had taken prisoners. So they traded those slaves for guns, for steel, for other things. So blacks enslaving other blacks, selling it to the Jews, and then sailing across the ocean blue to North America, where they installed them in all these different colonies throughout the Americas. Brazil being the largest one, while North America, well, specifically the British colonies, only receiving up to 500,000 slaves, when I believe it was about 5 million that were sent to Brazil alone. And then there's the rest of the countries and the Caribbean. So Joe Cronin, with his infinite wisdom, seems to somehow think that he understands the slave trade, the history behind it, and who was perpetuating these sorts of things.
You know, places in Germany and places in England who would come here to visit America were like, oh my God, it's barbaric there. That's what they thought. They were...
Based on what? In fact, this is just plain lies. I don't even know where the fuck he's getting this shit from. But it's funny that he would think that even after the Industrial Revolution, which allowed for the West to be conquered, and again, how do all these people get out to the West in the 1800s? During and after the period of slavery in the American context, not prior to the Declaration of Independence, but after. He doesn't even know his own history. This is sad.
Dressed in a nice suit, potentially, right? With a watch and all these...
Yes, Ryan Murray, 97% in Portugal, really. In fact, there was a lot of crypto Jews that were existing in Portugal after 1492, when Queen Isabella of Spain basically ejected all the Jews in there and said basically that any Jew that wished to stay had to convert to Catholicism. So as that edict spread through Europe, in Portugal, for example, many that chose not to leave actually just fake converted to Catholicism, but continued to operate in their hidden ways. Back to the chat here. Yeah, I'll shut you out, Raka. I saw that you were in there earlier, but I was speaking, so... dude, relax, man. He's like, can anyone see me? Am I banned here too? Just, dude, relax, man. Fuck. Are you Bullfrog that needs fucking your head patted on all the time? Ken's wife is in the chat. Says, please, I forgot to put my 30% of income in my savings account to cover my income tax and other expenses. Travis says, this is GED speaking. Shannon, you're killing me. All right, well, let's continue.
These different things that they had if they had money, and it's like they looked at fucking the West in America. Like, there was documentaries and books written by people from Germany and England about America and specifically about the West, where, like, you know, we were like fucking goddamn almost cavemen, like, to them, because...
What?
Oh, until the fucking gold rush. And
Right.
then everybody fucking started going to the West.
Yeah.
And that's when everything got more even. When companies started spreading, they're like, hey, there's gold over here. Let's
No.
get what was the major bank back then? Let's get it. Let's build this railroad that goes from this way to this way.
Yep.
You know, that's when all this corruption started happening around there. But yeah,
Really? Oh, so during the gold rush is when all corruption happened. Prior to that, human history had never encountered any corruption whatsoever.
you're right. It was just, you know, they're primitive and we got money.
But, you know, because I'm kind of dumb, I'm talking about me specifically, when I learned a lot of the history in school, I always kind of thought about it as like, you know, the Wild West was sort of like the beginning of America and the beginning of everything, but...
No, that would be in basically the 1760s. I'm not going to give a specific date because it's sort of, that's when a lot of descent became a lot more prevalent amongst the colonialists. But who am I, an Hispanic Argentinian immigrant to Canada, to even speak about my knowledge of American history, proving that an actual natural-born American is too stupid to discuss the topic? Who am I to even bring up such a thing?
But I didn't.
I'm devious. That's who I am.
You don't really think like. I mean, it's obvious it's not, right? You can go back to Roman, the Greek, the Roman Empire
Roman, the Greek, pick one.
Falling and all the stuff they had, right? It's like, dude,
there's hundreds of years of separation between those two cultures, especially ancient Greece and, I guess, contemporary Roman history. Thousands. If you really want to go hard, you could find history 3000 BC in Greece, but it's more, if you want to go for more common times, about 1000 BC. But people will fight over these things. The bottom line is that we know it's a lot older than mainstream history wants to admit.
They had crazy shit too, like nice. They had nice.
Listen to him struggle.
Right, you can go back to Roman, the Greek, the Roman Empire falling and all the stuff they had. Right? It's like, dude, they had crazy shit too. Like nice. They had nice shit. It's like.
Would you like to cite an example? Mycenae, for example, had actual working sewers and piping, for example. I doubt that you would even know that, but yeah, there was multi-story buildings on the island of Mycenae that, of Crete, of the Empire of Mycenae, where you had working sewers. You had working piping systems in multi-level buildings that allowed for human waste to be removed. Engineering marvels, considering what we're told by mainstream history.
Like the West was fucking a regression almost, because it was the beginning of something.
How is it a regression if it's at a beginning? I mean, now you're starting to compete with Scott McKinnon in regards to retard levels.
And fucking, it was almost like
West Side, fool.
Yeah, it's like places of Middle East,
What? Now it's places of Middle East? And places of Middle East? Places of Middle East. No. Let's go back to the chat here. Let me catch up here. Hey, Travis, stop hitting on fucking Shannon, okay? I need a new mouse. This fucking thing is scrolling all over the place. Hold on. Ryan Murray says, Joe views human history through the prism of, quote, well, why didn't they do it like we do today? They should have been nicer, end quote. Oh my God, that needs to be fucking framed. That's so fucking deliciously delectable. So fucking good. I'm going to say that again. Joe views human history through the prism of, well, why didn't they do it like we do today? They should have been nicer. Oh my God. Oh man, that's fucking awesome because it's exactly the way it is. Travis says, wow, this is rough. I didn't hear this part. Raka says in the Australian accent that I can't do, I can't stand listening to the snake. Later, peeps. That's actually more like Johnny Rotten, but okay. We know that I suck at impressions. Travis says, Dave, can you just do this to every show? Every Joe show, please? This is better than the actual show. Well, if people are willing to pay, yes, I would do this. Hold on, let me just see what else. Ken says, Joe is literally delusional. It's time to get out of the basement. Joe Biden Jr. That's right. Very true. And yeah, but I talked about this earlier as well. Is it just this? his comments about Asia and Indians not being considered Asian or like, oh, technically, yes. He's totally ignorant of literally what's going on in the UK, where all these grooming gangs have only been protected because the media refer to them as Asian and not specifically like Islamic, Pakistani, grooming gangs. So if he just bothered to fucking pay attention, he'd know this shit. So ignorance is no excuse. Back to the chat here. Yeah. Ryan Murray acknowledging the obvious hypocrisy here. Regressing to the beginning. Travis says, places of Middle East. Mm-hmm. Cora says, she's just having a personal conversation. Travis says, Shannon's a beautiful, sophisticated woman. Yes, we know. I'm not trying to downplay that. Ken says, this thing that just sneaks up on me every year, I forget about it. I have to scramble. Oh, he's talking about taxes. We're talking about other stuff here. Okay, just more conversation. No specific comment as to what I'm speaking of. So let's continue with the clip.
Or places in Africa or the Middle East nowadays, but not even, because even nowadays they have way more technology and stuff like that than they would have had. But yeah, it's just weird. I never thought about it like that. That while the America was developing that way, other parts of the world all over the place were way more advanced.
Oh my God.
And
it was like.
By the way, most of modern day innovation comes from America. And that's literally happened for the last 200 years. It's and obviously a commie scumbag like Joe wouldn't ever see this, but it's the freedom that the founding fathers envisioned that allowed for the prosperity and the innovation that occurred in America to have taken place. So you, race trader Joe, don't get to shit on anything when your prosperity is based on those that you want to hate, that you claim have repressed. All these people are so evil.
There's a book.
No,
if I remember this book, I'll tell you.
Don't agree.
No, there's a book, Garguts, where this lady she spends a year in the West in America, then she spends 3 months in New York, and then she spends, and I forget the name of the book, or maybe it's a he actually. It's a he, but it sounds like a girl's name, Leslie or something like that, but it's a guy's name. And then he spends time in England or whatever, and he talks about what he's doing, and it's like the stuff that he is talking about doing is so different when he's in America versus over there. It's like fucking Oregon Trail, and then all of a sudden it's like he's in a fucking, a huge building where there's like all this modern shit, and it's like it's so crazy. And if you listen to the literature back then, you're just blown away by the literature and what people had at the same time at different places in the world. But I mean, we have that going on now, right? Where you can go to New York, you can go to most places in America, and it's like it's modern shit everywhere. We've got everything all over the place. But then you can go to little villages in certain places in Africa and other countries, and they don't even really have a clue, or some of them do. I mean, it depends on where you go. But
why is it always New York?
Yeah, I wonder
what's in our water.
Sprung people to do that.
I bring up New York as the big city. That's all.
Oh, in general with everything, like all the bad stuff too. Like, why is it always New York?
It's just so big. I mean, that's why you're the pandemic. If you're talking about the pandemic, like it's
not the biggest city in the world. It's not the most populous city in the world. What is it about New York City? You feeling a little inadequate about Boston?
Because it's just the biggest city, so it's going to be the biggest spreader.
No, it's not the biggest city, dummy.
That's why they had such trouble. That's why Italy had such trouble, right? Italy is so...
Now you prove yourself to be a fucking moron, a disingenuous piece of shit, and a fucking danger to fucking society. That's why New York City... Ken, call in. Shannon, call in, please. Can we get some fucking New Yorkers to actually fucking call in? Fucking talk about this shit? Fucking set this fucking idiot straight? Okay? Because we know. Well, you know, you New Yorkers there who live through this shit. And I, an ignorant, and I know that word doesn't exist, but fuck you, individual who isn't Joe Cronin, who actually takes effort into understanding what's going on in the fucking world, totally understand that the situation in New York State is a big thing, and Joe is trying to downplay this and fucking trying to make it sound like, oh, well, dude, you don't know what's going on with the fucking old folks home. The orders that essentially certain frontline workers have been forced to capitulate to. Like this shit's gonna be called out, okay?
And that's why you're the pandemic. If you're talking about the pandemic, like, it's because it's just the biggest city, so it's going to be the biggest spreader, you know.
No, that's not how logic works. If you take a look at what's going on in Florida, for example, things are opened up and deaths are much, much, much lower than New York. You don't know what the fuck you're talking about.
That's why they had such trouble. That's why Italy had such trouble, right?
No, Italy has a very large elderly population. If you start to take a look at the edicts that were made by the government, they started to actually stick all, just like New York, stick all these old sick people together and then start to expose them to people that did have COVID. And with underlying issues, they actually started to get sick and die.
Italy is so packed on top of itself. You know, when it comes to the virus, the worst places hit were going to be the most populated places.
No. Miami has a huge population in Florida. But they're not, I mean, shit, look at the party scene there. And the numbers aren't anywhere close like they are in New York State, are they?
Because that's how this virus basically goes.
Look, epidemiologist, you don't know shit. Shut the fuck up.
So whatever. So that's
so whatever. No. No adult says so whatever. Because if you want to be taken seriously, you make a point. So whatever? Who are you talking? Is your audience just a bunch of 14-year-olds that's just going to say, oh yeah, whatever. Whatever. Let's move on. Whatever? You're talking about something that you claim to be very important. A virus that you claim has all this lethality, and therefore we have to be safe. You know, wearing masks kind of works, says this fucking idiot, but doesn't even understand how viruses work. And we're going to take his word for it? No, who are you fucking talking to? What is your audience? A bunch of fucking morons, 14-year-olds, children? Hello? What is this shit?
Also, with like movies about like natural disasters, there's always New York.
Well, because that's the fun, you know. I mean, that's the biggest.
Yeah. No, of course, obviously.
Yeah, I mean, people are gonna. I mean, I always said that though. I was like, when are they gonna do a nice little Boston terror thing or whatever? You know, like when's that gonna happen? And then it did happen in real life.
It did happen.
Yeah.
I was about to say it did happen.
Yeah. I'm like, oh, there it is.
It's kind of a hub. Is it like New York's classic? Because it's like a hub for so many things. It's like, you know, if you New York guy, you take out a lot of the rest of the country in different ways.
Right.
I would imagine. I mean, I'm assuming.
Yeah, I got you there. I mean, definitely true. Let me see. Let's see. We got Randy Viper's chiming in. Let me see what the hell he's got to say over here. Randy Viper,
He
brother.
should be. He better be getting wet.
He's getting his donation.
Be a censored.
I already have one of those here.
Right.
And because you donated, I'm going.
Sleeping Pat.
What the fuck? 6 p.m.
Back to doing that. I miss doing that. The grotesque bodybuilder, Randy Viper, just.
Legal in every state.
Stay tuned on Patreon for Garguts, Jacob RP, and the Bullfrog. And Jesse J, the longest tenured co-host of the Joe Cronin Show, and my buddy. He's sexy. Got a
And I'll
cock.
be retaining retaining the retard wheelchair wheel, whatever the fuck it is. Friday.
I want to be your wheelchair.
That is the king of the wheel.
I got your favorite candy.
Oh my god. Bullfrog is gonna die of a chocolate overdose. Yeah, he does look crazy. Take a picture of that.
Uh-oh.
Wow, that is what the fuck? That is fucking scaring me.
Oh, I'm gonna go fuck myself.
This fucking toothless faggot.
Gonna ruin all that peanut butter.
Shout out to D Welsh, man, with the $100 bomb.
Get the fuck out of here.
Yes, comments.
Where's the final shit?
Got it.
Okay, well, I do apologize for exposing you to all that bullshit with fucking Joe's show. But that was Throwdown. That was Throwdown, where people throw down a blanket and lie down and curl up and spoon and go to sleep. Because that's what it seemed to be. Back to the chat here. We got Ryan Murray says, you have to take into account flu season mixed with COVID, mixed with people actually severe illnesses in Italy to explain the mass deaths early last year. There's a lot of different things going on. This isn't a discussion on that. This is a discussion, though, on how Joe is fucking stupid. And his ignorance is unacceptable. It's as simple as that. But we also know that he's going to continue to fucking make his little pot shots like the pussy that he is. And he doesn't have the guts to fucking call in and speak to me one-on-one. Now, he could try to do that on fucking YR's show. Like, there'll be 5 people on, I'll be there, and he'll call in and be like, oh, everything's cool. No, but you can't call in one-on-one. Come on, Joe. No, obviously you won't do it, but why don't you? Why don't you? I mean, you got 50 fake viewers here, so you got nothing to worry about in regards to that. They're all fake, all robots, nothing to worry. And, you could try to explain yourself, or even if you had enough confidence and didn't get scared of confrontation, you'd actually be able to have a good discussion with me. But we know you're not going to. Although the Skype lines are open, so not just for you, but for many other people. If you wish to call in, or anybody else for that matter, the lines are open. Also find it very curious that our dislike views went from like 14 or 6. We had like at least 50%. No, it was like 1/3 down votes and 2/3 ups. Now it's like only 3 down votes. So guess all those fakers are logging out and all that shit. But yeah. We are willing to accept anyone to call in if they wish to make a statement. And as always, Joe can easily call in if he has the guts, but he doesn't. And, we could see whether or not he's willing to stand up for what he says when he's on a show surrounded by people, as opposed to here alone, facing me one-on-one. Back to the chat here. Travis says, Dave somehow made the show more entertaining than it was originally. Well, it didn't take much. I mean, that definitely was not Throwdown, as what Joe says it should be. And Travis says, yeah, that's different. Yeah, Dave, that's different. I just mean medically they handled it fairly well. That's debatable as well. But regardless, I think I've done a good job exposing what occurred yesterday on Throwdown. And although I did focus a fair bit on Joe, because it's not difficult to do so, and he acted especially stupid, hence the need to focus on this ignorance, especially about Asia. But Bullfrog, you seem to think that you are in the clear here, and you're not. This may have focused mostly on Joe, but really you're the main feast here. You're the main course. You want to continue to act in this way, and on top of that, you want to have this hubris, to have this fucking shit-licking grin on your fucking face, and think that you're going to just get away with it because Uncle Joey, the guy that you keep sexually harassing and disgusting people with your fucking vile speech, you think that that's going to protect you, even though he has told you that he's not going to fight your battles for you? Do you think that fucking Ken is going to be able to protect you? Ken can only do so much. Okay, and he knows one thing: when the fucking Dave train is fucking barreling down the tracks, you get out of the way, and Ken recognizes that. So he can only try to flag down the fucking the conductor as much as he can, but he's not going to stay in front of that fucking train. He's going to jump out of the way. And Nikki Nines ain't going to fucking save you. Mars Mirror ain't going to fucking save you. Junebug ain't going to fucking save you. YR ain't going to fucking save you. And Joe Cronin's not going to save you. That's full circle, okay? So, look. You chose this. And you chose to act like this in every fucking time that you are given the opportunity to disengage and to cease your actions. You double down, and you double down, and you double down. Well, that's going to end very quickly. And you can claim whatever you fucking want there, Bullfrog. But because you're an idiot, B, you have no knowledge of anything, somebody could lie to you and you'd believe it. But when it comes to me, I'm going to tell you the truth. And I understand the law. And when we've spoken about this in the past, bullfuck, you were quite panicked. To me, that's an indicator to something. And I made that very clear to you. And you begged that I not pursue. And you said that you were going to acquiesce. But henceforth you have chosen not to. You can apologize all you want. You can claim all this shit. But like I've told you, deeds speak. So I've got to see the proper response before I choose to believe that you are genuine. What I do see is a little fucking bitch who decides to fucking laugh at all points, because everything's a fucking joke, and jump around seeking approval when somebody cuts them loose. You're not getting away with it anymore, Bullfrog. You're not. And the best thing you could do is just surrender. Not bend the knee, not kiss the ring, not pretend like you're going to cooperate until you're no longer speaking to me, and then you're going to make another video and say, fuck them, I'll do whatever I want. Because remember, on your stream the other day, what I reviewed, you're like, I don't care. I'm going to lie whenever I want, to whoever I want, and do whatever I want. Okay there, bullfuck. You do that, and I'll do my thing. Okay? You like that? You like that? So you keep lying. You keep being a fucking deceitful little piece of shit. You keep sexually harassing people. And Dave Rose will continue to do what he does, which is to pursue legal avenues for quick responses. So, yeah, keep laughing there, bull fuck. Keep jumping around to shows for the sympathy. Keep trying to make yourself look like a victim. And then laugh and say that you're the star of the show. No, you're not. You're the main course. And you will understand this. I've spoken about this in the past. By consent or by conquest, you will acquiesce. Now you can say whatever you wish, as you will. But you're not going to win. That's the biggest thing you need to understand. And as has been proven in the past, you're a pussy. You cannot handle reality. So if somebody like me will make a video about you every single day until you fucking disappear, know that I can make a video about you every single day until you fucking disappear. Okay? So stop acting like you're in control. Stop with that shit-eating grin, acting like, oh, I got one up on this person. I'm the star. No, you're not, Bullfrog. You are not. What you need to do is call into the show right now. I'm going to actually go into my settings and unblock you. But what you need to do right now is to call into the show and confirm for everybody that you are literally within the palm of my hand and that I could easily crush you. And as such, you will choose to cease all actions. Or you could continue to do what you want to do, continue to lie, as you've said. I'll lie to whoever I want to. I can't wait to submit that to law enforcement. Because then they'll say, okay, we've got an issue here. And Bullfrog, nobody's going to save you because these are your statements. Okay? These are your statements. So if you're getting scared because of your statements, well, you may have wanted to have thought about that prior to making those statements. But hey, like I said, until I can actually speak to your brother to find out how fucking damaged and retarded and garbage worthless you are, I'm going to treat you like a normal adult because that's the way you're acting. Yeah, sure, everyone's paying your way, all that. But you still act like an adult. You act like you're impugned to any sort of repercussions. And you think that you're totally on top of things. Okay, well, I'm taking your word for it. You're clearly a mature individual who isn't fucking retarded and can handle anything that comes their way, especially legal action, because of their crimes. So, yeah, I guess there's no problem. Now, but Bullfrog, are you going to go crying again to Jesse? Oh, you know, panicked. You go to him? You going to go to Joe? Who are you going to go to now? Who are you going to go to? Gonna go to your brother who's not gonna call me? You try to say this bullshit like, my brother says this and it's illegal. No. You're just pulling a Scott McKinnon. You're trying to lie. Trying to lie about reality. But we don't fall for your stupid shit. And we're not gonna tolerate your stupid shit. And I take big issue with you thinking that you can just say whatever the fuck you want. I'm going to lie to whoever I want and say whatever I want. Oh, yeah? Okay. Then I'm going to pursue every legal avenue I have, Bullfrog. And that's that. Okay. So wipe that fucking shit-eating grin off your fucking face, for one. Accept that you have been bested. And start to realize that you are in no position to dictate. Enough is enough. Okay? I don't give a fuck about people's feelings, about, oh my God, he's such a poor... Look. It's... In this world, you should have realized this already. And if you're blinded by leftist indoctrination, it's not my fault. It's about survival of the fittest, okay? And if you can't survive in this world, you're going to be relegated to the dustbin of history. And that's just the way it works. The world is a very cruel place, and we just have to accept that. Some will survive, some will stagnate and disappear. But that is reality. And I certainly am not going to acquiesce. I'm not going to bend over or even fucking pat people on the head because, oh my God, your feelings. Fuck your fucking feelings. Fuck them. Because the only thing that has ever mattered and will only matter is the truth. So if you get offended or you try to... I don't know, pander to all these different people, like Joe Cronin does, well, don't start bitching when people call it out for what it is. Back to the chat here. People talking about the death rates in New York City. Genius confirming Bullfrog is done. Well, he doesn't get it. He doesn't get it. He wants to keep coming back around, but looks like I don't really have much of an option. And he. Oh, by the way, here's another reason why there should be more concern is that on this stream that we were playing earlier is that he was asking Joe about the cost for a hoodie. But this guy is constantly bitching about paying for computer help. And, to him, he says he doesn't have enough money to cook a fresh meal. This guy is a piece of shit. And he's a liar. So if it comes easy to him, yeah, he'll pay money that his parents give him and his fucking brother give him. He'll pay money to people, even to Joe donating. But if it actually comes to investing into himself or actually spending on something that isn't shit, not only is he refusing to do that, he insults anyone that actually tells him that he's an idiot for not doing so. Bullfrog, you're not getting away with that no more. You wanted to fucking talk shit to all these people, try to help you out? Now you're going to have a problem. You're going to be analyzed and dissected. And everyone's going to laugh at you. Deservedly so. And if this effort ends in Bullfrog leaving the community permanently, then I will have done a great service to everyone within this community and probably deserve a great big donation. Because the fact is, Bullfrog, you should not be around here. You've chosen to continue your ways, and you won't acquiesce. You think that you're the center of the universe, and I and many others won't tolerate any further. Now, if you think that somebody's going to somehow come to protect you, to prevent you from being thrown into the dustbin of the community, you're highly, highly mistaken. Nobody's going to take a bullet for you. Nobody. Especially when it comes to Dave Rose actually pulling the trigger. Okay? No chance in hell. So, you're fucked. You're fucked. You really only have two options. Really. Go away forever, never fucking come back. Or actually do what your superior tells you. You fucking disgusting fleshy blob. What is it specifically that I'm telling you? First and foremost, I get a communique direct to your brother via Skype. I want at least 30 minutes to discuss your disgusting existence with him. Second, I will demand that you limit your appearance on certain shows and limit your discussion on certain topics. Lastly, you will be forced into a new health regimen where you will be making the food that we dictate to you on camera and ceasing your incessant attitude and stupidity when it comes to those that are superior to you. If you can adhere to those three rules, well, actually they're dictates, to be honest, then we can perhaps move into a future of peace and prosperity. I don't give a fuck if he understands what I say or not, Travis. I am the one who has laid out the terms. If he's too dumb to realize what they mean, well, then that's his fault for the fate that beholds him. Casey says, Bullfrog is too stupid to lazy and follow. Well, stupidity is no excuse because what comes, comes. And if he wants to ignore it, that's his own fault. But that's what's going to happen. And he can run to whoever he wants. Oh my God, Dave Rose. Yeah, keep running. First of all, you can lose some weight. Second of all, I'm not going to stop. Okay? You want it to act this way, all fucking, oh, look at me, I'm the fucking hit of the day. No. You're going to prostrate yourself towards your true ruler. And for those that would say, how dare you do that to Bullfrog? Go fuck yourself. Okay, this guy's a manipulative little bitch who attempts to be featured everywhere. And just because you're a bunch of bitches doesn't mean that Dave Rose is. And I'm not going to tolerate this shit. So if he wants to fucking play people, that's fine. He can't play Dave Rose. And as such, Dave Rose will hold him accountable. And I'll see him cry like a little bitch. Because he clearly doesn't want to fucking do the right thing. So, come what may. Don't you think? Now, that being said, unless anyone wants to call in, I think I'm done for the night. We've done 3 hours, 20 minutes. And, yeah, I think we've done a good job exposing Joe Cronin, again, and Bullfrog. And just making it clear to the frog himself that he's not going to win. That he's entered into an arena that he is not qualified to be in. And only his arrogance has led him to this. Because he wants to keep laughing. First of all, stop it, Bullfrog. Okay? Stop it. Life is not a joke, and I will not tolerate shits like you thinking it is. So you're going to stop your laughing. You're going to stop your giggling, all that shit. No, this is fucking serious. Okay? Look, there's enough fucking evidence on you sexually harassing people that this could be presented to the police and they're going to be forced to take action. Okay? Do you not realize how bad you really have it and how great I am for holding back? Because I've recognized from day one, you are a piece of shit. But I've had to hold it back because all these people view you as some sort of cute caricature and, oh my God, he's just adorable, he's just stupid. No, he's a fucking vile piece of shit. He's a Walmart American. Okay, these things should be genocided. They don't belong on this planet. The waste in resources that keep Bullfrog alive and people like him, not just him, but Walmart Americans, are literally draining your healthcare system into bankruptcy. And people want to just tolerate this. No, it's just fine. He's just a fucking retard. Yeah, you know, now instead of fucking 1 in 800,000 cases that we have autism, we have 1 in 6. But yeah, it's perfectly fine. Let's just fucking tolerate it. And we encounter a fucking autistic piece of shit like this. We just fucking tolerate it. We just fucking allow it. Because that's how society is, right? I'm disgusted. Disgusted with the majority of people on this planet. Gutless fucks. Nobody has the courage to speak the truth or to say what's right. And oh my God, somebody's feelings are hurt. Imagine some faggot saying that 1,000 years ago. And how quickly they'd be fucking decapitated and their resources taken. And we're to tolerate this bullshit in this date? This is why we have soy boys. This is why we have fucking transsexuals cutting off their pieces and shit and thinking they're normal. We have reached an age of decadence, which inevitably leads to downfall. And as they say, soft men lead to hard times, and that's where we're headed. It's this tolerance for degeneracy, and we've seen Joe Cronin tolerate this degeneracy that has allowed for society to sink to the depravity level that it has at this point, and it's not stopping. We have not yet reached Weimar level Germany. But we will. And don't say I didn't fucking warn you. Let's go back to the chat here. Watch what you say, Ghost Gamer 88. I'm very quick on the draw. Let's see what else here. People compare Bullfrog to Casey. That's not even comparison. Says Costanza. No, they're two totally different guys. Casey Raw is responsible, intelligent, has a job, knows how to drive, and Bullfrog is literally a fucking piece of flesh with no value. Chad says, our medical wonders and welfare systems have caused too many people not meant for this world to survive far too long. Yes, I'm very glad that you raised that point, because all these people that are so proactive in regards to the vaccine for COVID are the ones that are constantly promoting that the world is overpopulated. And if you take a look at what happens in Africa compared to in the past, well, it's their vaccine rate that they're getting in Africa that's actually causing the biggest boom in population. Not China, not India, Africa. If it wasn't for the vaccines made by white men, made by the West, that were put into Africa, their population would be decreasing. Because not only do they not have any sort of hygienic systems in place, but the environment, the lifestyle leads to a lot of stillbirths and early deaths and such. And under normal circumstances, that is to say with no interference of vaccines, the population of Africa would be held at a low, and it wouldn't actually cause the explosion in population in the world, which is actually leading to the overpopulation of the planet, according to leftists. No interference of. So now we've got YR on the call. What do you got?
All right, so try to get something to happen here, and if you read your Skype chat, I sent you a screenshot if you'd like to show it from one of my minnows trying to get a bullfrog here, and he gave him a couple answers.
Hold on, let me see if I find it.
You might find this very interesting.
Hold on. It's the same. Okay, I'll show it, but this is fucking stupid.
It's still It's still like right now.
Yeah, that's fine. But the thing is, though, it's like repetition for one, and it's just basically ensuring that he's going to have a very bad time.
Well, what probably happened was Jesse. I mean, obviously they were talking about it behind the scenes, but Jesse probably was like, "Oh, just ignore it, Rose. Don't watch it. Don't watch any of those shows. Just ignore it. It'll go away," type thing. Because obviously, if he would be watching or anything, he would call in when you said or whatever. So he's probably playing the ignore game or whatever, which isn't going to get him nowhere. And
well, the thing is, though, he thinks he can do that, and then he'll go on another show, thinking that it'll just be ignored. Like I won't know about it. It's just like, no, you can't say that you're disappearing and then go on another show and think that I'm not going to know about it. Okay, so let's see what Bullfrog says here. So explain it for the audience, please.
Basically, I told one of my members, can you get Bullfrog on? Tell Bullfrog to call in or whatever. You know what I'm saying? And so that was the response from Bullfrog to my minnow. Is Bullfrog says he's done with Dave Rose. He's not calling in. So,
well, the thing is, though, It doesn't
Yeah.
mean just because he says he's done doesn't mean he's done.
All right.
Because the fact is, I'm not done with you, Bullfrog. So who the fuck do you think you are to even dictate that? Oh, you're done. Why? You're gonna run to Ken now? You're gonna run to Joe again? You're gonna run to JB? Where are you gonna run to? Nowhere to run to, baby. Nowhere to hide. Got nowhere to run to, fat ass. You know why. Look, Bullfrog, you're not getting away with this no more, okay? No more. Especially after what you pulled with fucking YR. I'm the fucking enforcer here, okay?
And yeah, just Bullfrog. If this message can get out to him, definitely don't play the ignore game.
And don't threaten YR about fucking flagging his channel. Because if you try to pull that shit, you're going to be in big trouble.
I mean, the guy doesn't even know how to change the title on his show.
If
But
he
you never
wants
know.
to fuck around, he'll find out. Okay? Fact is, it's perfectly legal to review his videos because he's the one who's publishing them publicly on YouTube. And if he wants to ignore the community commons license, which allows for full reviews, he will be committing a crime. And plus, he'll be violating the terms of service that YouTube has put out. Oh, Bullfrog, did you think you were dealing with a retard? Or did you not realize you were dealing with Dave Rose? Do you want to go again and rush off to Jesse? Tell him how scared you are?
I wish someone was cool. That's what I'm saying. Like, damn it. I mean, we got Tony, but he's not cool with Jesse, obviously, right now. But I wish we could somehow talk to Jesse. I mean, he's still, he's simping for
Joe.
Bullfrog.
Yes, we know.
Oh yeah, for Joe too. But that's not going to get that's what I'm saying. Like the ignore shit, like him just being over there on Joe's show. Joe's going to keep him over there. Joe's winning out of all this. If Bullfrog's not going to be on no one else's shows but his, Joe's like, fuck it. You know what I'm saying? It's fine with him.
Yeah, maybe. I mean, he's pissing off his audience too. But hey, the thing is, though, Joe's always done this, though, is that whenever there's been a persona non grata who's been sort of bouncing around, he was more than willing to take them onto his show, but then gets jealous if somebody else features them on their show. So, as long as it benefits him, sort of thing. But regardless, is that, Bullfrog's going to continue to try to go on every single fucking show. We know this. But I'll be there, Bullfrog. I'll be there. I'll be there.
And there is no Joe Cronin safety blanket either.
That's right. No, there's no security blanket from anybody. Ken's not going to save him. Nikki's not going to save him. Mars not going to save him. Joe's not going to save him. Junebug's not going to save him. Wire's not going to save him. No one's going to save him. Nobody. Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh my God. I don't know where this came from, but this is fucking hilarious. Hold on. I got to show this. So, you got to tell me what movie this came from. I'm guessing it's probably the Hellraiser series. I'm guessing. I'm not familiar with that, but this is too fucking good. Oh my God. Oh my God. Check out the video here. Wire. It should show up in a moment, but oh my God, is this fucking great.
Let's get physical.
Oh, the Nine Gods himself says, he ain't welcome on my stuff, ever. Nah, not this time. Bullfrog is done. Thank you, Nikki. We stand united. Yeah, look at that. I think it has to come from the Hellraiser movie series.
Yeah.
Like, I've never watched those, but, like, I know the characters, or at least I've seen them and shit.
Oh, my God.
But, oh, my God, that is fucking Bullfrog.
Like
Actually, the one on the right has less chins than Bullfrog, but...
He has 45 chins.
Everyone seems to be recognizing it for who it is. It is, in fact, Bullfrog. Wow.
Didn't you love Joe's history lesson, by the way, last night? Nice little...
Did you not hear my lambasting of that entire thing for the last?
No, I know. Like, I couldn't believe what he was saying, bro. Like, I didn't even know. Like, what was he saying? Like, I couldn't believe it. I mean, I listened to your shit, but I'm saying, like, I guess you try to make it educational.
Yeah, don't bother trying to understand his ignorance. It's too painful. But it has to be highlighted, though. That's the thing. It has to be. I can't allow.
Bro, I told you that show was full of little juicy beefs here and there. That show was, you just got to look for it. You know what I'm saying? I mean, there was
juicy. It was fucking like fucking go to sleep.
Well, no, I mean like review worthy. You know what I'm saying? Like you got to break it down worthy type. You know, it wasn't just like
dude. I can sell fucking snow to Eskimos. Okay, I'll make everything fucking valuable. So, like, dude, I'll sell anything. It's not a problem. So, I made that fucking, enjoyable regardless of the content.
No, so just like Travis said, if you did that for every Joe show, broke it down, it's more enjoyable, entertaining.
No, Joe shows are shit. But I'll do that for Bullfrog if he wants to keep fucking around. Hey, bully. By the way, let's check this out. This was just sent to me as well. So it says Laszlo was an obese and perverted man who had a pleasure in sin. He was dragged into hell when he found and solved the puzzle box. Another reference to that character from Hellraiser.
Perverted.
Well, he does seem to panic every time he's asked about his niece. And he seems to want to insist that he's always under adult supervision when he's around his niece. A normal individual would feel no need to do such a thing, which leads to the question as to why does Bullfrog continue to think it's necessary to state that? It leads a lot to questioning, doesn't it?
Oh, he's just really barking up the wrong tree. I mean, he's already in the tree. You know what I'm saying? So.
Well, he's done a lot worse, and he's in a very precarious situation. And he's been given the opportunity, just like Scott, to stop and cease his activities, but he's chosen to double down. And we saw that the other day where he was saying, I will lie to who I want to, do whatever I want to. Okay, Bullfrog, keep it up. Keep it up. You think this is fucking hard? This hasn't even begun. This is just a fucking little interview before the full investigation.
We've only just begun.
And he wants to keep going around to all these people in the community. They're not going to save you, Bullfrog. They're not going to save you. So let's see what happens on Monetize This if they even let you on. But, yeah. And try to go on Ken's show tonight. Just try. Just try to go on Ken's show tonight and see what fucking happens.
So, say that did happen. Say Ken did take his call, whatever. Would you call Ken up? Be on that call?
Instantly. Plus, I'd be recording at that moment.
Well,
and essentially, yep, everything would be documented. And if he yelled at me, there'd be more problems. Because then I might start yelling things about him that he would not.
I can't believe he hasn't called in. Yeah,
I know. I even unblocked him. But he said to Keith, he's not going to call in.
Right.
Well, TikTok, the sands of time are quite limited there, Bullfrog. And once they leave the vassal, you're out of time.
So you're basically saying if he called in, there could be a potential chance.
There's a potential chance that he won't. That he could stop all of this. He could stop all this. But the thing is, though, the first thing that needs to be done is I need to speak to his brother on Skype. I need to speak to his brother and figure out why the fuck is this piece of shit a piece of shit. Once I figure that out, I'll decide, okay, is he worthy of the mercy that comes from the devious one? Or shall we hold him accountable for his actions as an adult who continually reminds everybody, I'm 41 years old. I'm older than Dave Rose. I know more than him, and I know more than everyone else. Therefore, I can act this way and I can lie about whoever I want to. Well, that's the way he wants to act. He's going to be held accountable. Again, 2021, no more stupid. We're no longer tolerating anybody who's genetically deficient, who's stupid, or who wants to claim that they've got ADHD and, oh my God, that's my crutch, so therefore I can't fucking think like a normal person, Joe Cronin. No, you're all fucking adults. You can fucking vote, you can drive, you can go to war. You're an adult, okay? You're being held accountable. Sorry. You don't get to fucking claim victimhood just because you got some genetic deficient fucking short end of the stick, when you were born. Sorry, that's fucking history. Fucking Ivar the Boneless fucking conquered England. Hello? But no. Some people just have no knowledge on history and the human spirit. But that being said, I think I've said everything that needed to be said, at least today. I do appreciate every single one of you glorious motherfuckers for joining us here today. We went close to 4 hours, shy of 20 minutes. And we reached a point where I think we got close to 60 viewers at one point, which was cool. 60 fake viewers, all Chinese bots. My best friend, Travis, he lives in China, and he controls one of these huge fucking bot farms. So thankfully, he sent a few over here to make it look like there was people viewing. So I always appreciate that, best friend. And, I do appreciate those real people in the chat here as well. Many people have shown up. And, I hope you guys enjoyed yourself. I did.
Yeah,
And
Dave Rose, you have a good AEW tonight.
do I have a what?
Yeah, I said have a good AEW tonight.
Oh, absolutely. Thanks, and same to you, sir. Well, just
We'll
1
be
hour
watching
left.
it.
Actually, 50 minutes. That's actually great. This will coordinate perfectly for my dinner.
And I'll keep my ears and eyes out, and others too, for Joe's wrestling review tonight. If Bullfrog calls in, that should be recorded as well.
That's right.
So that could be
YR is the new face of surveillance. His eyes and ears are everywhere. This
Yes,
message
people.
has been
Thank you, Dave
endorsed
Rose, for
by
having
the
me on.
Dave Rose doxing system.
Yes, thank you for having me on, brother.
All right, man. Thanks so much for calling and giving us your input.
Yes.
So with that being said, I do appreciate everyone joining us here. I hope you guys had some fun. Hope you learned a few things. I hope Bullfrog realized he's fucked and he shouldn't be fucking with somebody like me. Hope Joe Cronin learned a few things about geography. And, I hope you all have yourselves a great night. Who knows what the next Dave's Drama Diner will bring. But let me tell you, it will always be juicy.